What up, Mr. Knable?
How's it going? How are we doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great today. It's Sunday fun day, and been drafting a little bit already. I
Yeah,
know you've
same
been
here.
drafting.
Yeah, I've been drafting a lot today. Obviously, my own stream did 3 drafts on there. Had Alan on, it was day 100. So kind of, went out, did a little longer stream for day 100.
Yeah,
Where there's no point, there's no signs of slowing down for us in terms of consecutive day stream. So I'm excited to keep that going. I just did a draft with BBG, did some drafts of my own. So yeah, dude,
very nice.
anytime I can sneak a draft in it's just a good day for me. So today's been good.
Yeah. Hey, congrats on the 100. That's pretty awesome. And the stream earlier with Alan was
Yeah.
fire. I thought he was great.
A lot of different takes
Obviously.
out of him, right? Different takes
Yeah.
from him,
He's the classic RB heavy fantasy bro.
Yes. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, so was he was on the Sonic Truth
Yes.
Dynasty podcast? What years? Because I don't know if you know this, I was a religious player profiler. I didn't miss a single podcast episode from about 2017 to 2021.
I think he went on like almost right after that because
It had to be because it was Nate. It was Nate and Matt went for the Sonic Truth when I was like listening to it every week or however often.
Yeah. So he was on that. Well, there's like that big lore with him where they did like a collab, like the first time Matt and Alan met, like they did like a collab. It would have been the 21 draft. What draft was Kyle Pitts in? The 21 draft. Yes,
that sounds right.
The 21 draft was Kyle Pitts. And like they did like some like collab with I think RotoWire. And Alan took, was it Trevor Lawrence over Javonte Williams, and they like ripped him apart for it. Like
Really?
in his single quarterback, I think it was single QB, but they ripped him apart for it. And it was like a whole thing. So then I guess he ended up coming on the show. I think he started around 22, I think. So like right after you stop watching. So
I'm thinking back, it was probably 2018 that I really was actually getting into it because the first big episodes that I remember was Matt talking about Hakeem Bustler, if you remember that whole lore.
Yeah.
And so I was more of a Dynasty bro back then, pre-best ball, and Hakeem Bustler was like the running joke, and it was like the film bros were on Hakeem Butler, and he was obviously a total bust. Yeah. Like it was a perfect call, but that was kind of my initial like big fandom with Player Profiler. So gotcha. Interesting. And as time goes on, you kind of like go in between different podcasts or shows that you lean into in different groups. But yeah, that was like a whole period of my fantasy life was like being religiously on Player Profiler and in the podcast, of course.
100%.
Which brings me to, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but I have started a little thing in the last couple of days around the explosive players, and actually streaming last night. The chat and I were going on and on and on about looking up how explosive these players are. Because one of the new features that Player Profiler added to the website is the EPX. So did you see any of that on Twitter?
Yeah, I saw your guess the one for Jahmyr Gibbs. I almost put like a player down. I think as a joke. I forget who I was gonna say. I thought it was maybe like a receiver. I was gonna say Darnell Mooney or something like that, but I thought running back. So I was like, okay, could be Algier.
Yeah. So then I did running back yesterday, and I'll just keep it going. I did receiver today, and it got a lot of traction.
Who's the receiver one today? I didn't see the receiver one.
The receiver, I said, who's the number one receiver?
Yeah. Let me guess. Jameson.
Jameson's really close. I want to say Jameson number 3 per play. We can look that one up. Yeah. I've got it loaded on the screen. What's up, Huhaim? What up, Hartman?
The bros per play, honestly.
Yeah. So I'm always thinking like per play is how I'm kind of framing it. But the grand reveal. Let me go ahead. Let me throw it up there. Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm just not sharing. Okay.
There we go.
Is that my favorite one? I think so. Well, it's not showing. Okay, there it is. Boom. Yeah. No, it's AJ Brown. So AJ Brown, the number 1 explosive play, per play efficient wide receiver in the league last year.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have guessed AJ.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just going off of like this tool, this data. It's been really eye-opening. I've adjusted a lot of priors. I've been going deep on it. I've looked up probably 100 players in the last 48 hours. We did like 30 or 40 on stream last night. Every time we drafted a player, we'd ask the chat like, is he explosive? And then the chat would be like, oh, this guy's very explosive. And we look it up and he's like dead last. And it's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a good stat. I know the data guys over there, they bust their ass to like
100%.
really, do some stuff. So yeah, 100%. That's one of like the best things about player profiles, the data stuff, like those advanced analytics that you don't have to pay for. Like you're in PFF level analytics for like for free, literally like yards per route run, like that. It's hard to find that stuff. Like if you're not, on player profile. So yeah, definitely cool.
I'm a huge fan. That's probably what like drew me most to their website. I'm like a data first guy, like all the way. Like I obviously you got to watch the games, and that's like the fun of it. But I'll go out, like I'll walk the plank. I'll go out to death, like on analytics over film every single day. But I do love the highlights. I'll throw it to a highlight every once in a while. But like there's so much confirmation bias, and then it's the whole thing of like I asked the chat like, oh, was this player explosive? And everyone's like, yeah, we watched him last year. Of course he's explosive. And you look at the data, it's like, no, he was dead last in explosiveness. It's kind of wild how different this story can be, like what you think and what is true.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
All right,
so I don't know.
Draft, baby. Let's go. I'm itching.
In one. Oh, and then this was the BBM from this morning. I just had that up, so I was overlay, but that was a good one. I thought y'all
Bijan HN.
Yeah, it's pretty running back heavy, but that was cool. All right, chat. We're gonna get right into it. We are gonna be jumping into a 30-second puppy. So let's do that. Big dog.
She don't want a puppy. She want a big dog.
For some reason, let me just find it.
It's on the right. You gotta go scroll more to the right. Yeah, NFL.
Yeah, I thought I refreshed on NFL.
Boop. There you go.
Okay. Going now. Let's get into this puppy. I'm excited for the schedule to drop, not just to get that next level of data.
Yeah.
But so I can start firing more on BBMs because, I mean, I like these puppies, but these rooms are wild sometimes. You see some crazy, dumb things that, like, people wouldn't do in a BBM.
Yeah, 100%. The puppy, like, I was in the Schnauzer streets a little bit earlier today. Jesus Christ, dude. It's a free-for-all over there.
It almost ruins, like, you think, oh, I could pull this off in like a best ball mania, and then like no chance. Like it just kind of almost ruins it. Like
it's a lot easier to like push a quarterback that the Addison draft is on this side of the room, and I have Hawkinson and JJ. Like it's a lot easier to like push that guy like maybe like a couple picks than it is in a normal draft, especially like the Burrow thing or like anything like that. Like
no doubt,
these people with no badges see Joe Burrow. I draft Joe Burrow.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You'll get more of that. You'll get people who they have maybe an entry-level understanding of best ball and treat it more as like redraft than they do like a large field tournament. So you'll find that in the Schnauzer, no doubt. What up, Emo? How you doing tonight, my man? Hope you're having a good Sunday. And then I was going to ask you too. Actually, I don't know what I was going to ask you. I already forgot. But yeah, man, how's your Sunday been going? Just a lot of streaming, a lot of drafting, huh?
A lot of streaming, a lot of drafting. What else did I do today? I went to the gym, dude. I made a breakthrough. You can maybe appreciate this as a basketball bro yourself. I feel like
I did some hooping.
I tweaked my shot a little bit, and it felt really good. Like just like a different like more of my right hand, like different like
waiting on two.
Hard to explain it. Like my hand placement with my left hand. My offhand felt like I kind of a different area I put it on, and it's like I don't know. I felt really good about it, like especially like on my deep three. Shot a lot of threes today. Really went there with the intention of hitting back, and then I got in the gym, got way too tired, was hooping for like 30, 45 minutes, just running and shooting, and then did some abs, did some core instead, and then I got sauna, got out of there.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's I love getting in that groove where it's like you just can't miss from three, and you find that like little like that difference. I love that feeling. Shout out to the Rockets. They are not doing so good tonight, so we're gonna stream some drafts instead. Appreciate y'all all being here. Make sure you slap the like or sub to the channel. We're drafting. It starts in 35. We're about to check out that room. But my main man, Who Hames, wants to know about Keon Coleman, and I knew the answer to this one. It's one of the players I've looked up last night on stream, but 100 is league average. His sample size is so small that he's not ranked relative to other receivers in terms of his per play. But 116 is not that much better than average. It's fine. Yeah. But then explosive plays, he had 12 of them in 13 games. That's almost one per game. That's the same rate as T. Higgins or just below. So actually pretty good.
Sheesh. Yeah, and then it's like same cast of guys there too. So feels pretty good.
Right. Yeah, I'm in on Keon. I think.
Jesus, this is like we got like 4 badges in here.
Hey, Golf God, how you doing tonight, my man? He was playing the game with us on Twitter earlier. How explosive or who am I? The receiver. I know Golf Gods. I see him in the golf discords for PGA Best Ball. He was saying he wanted to get back in the NFL streets. We see Hartman in here, of course, in the 11th spot. And then, yeah, let me know if anyone else is in here. I don't know that I 100% recognize any of these other names, but something's going on with these two names. They're like so long. I can't figure out who that is.
This might be an interesting draft room. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 non-badges in here, which is, it's a puppy I get, but still kind of crazy.
Well, so I know BBG's streaming. Shout out to BBG. Shout out to Cody. I know he's streaming right now too. At least I think he's still on. He should be. Did you see that? I know you saw that Mason was on earlier too. Flock.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah, let's go CD.
CD. Yeah, I love CD. I'm obviously big in on Gibbs with the kind of revelation of how he's the number 1 explosive running back. But so Genty goes 5. We get CD at 6. I still love CD's floor. It's like one of the highest floors for a receiver. You're going to get tons of points every week from him.
Yep.
But I was saying about what, Mason is back into best ball streaming pretty much every night. And he has like a huge following of people that are more casual to best ball. And they're doing a lot of schnauzers and puppies. And so they're he's bringing a new audience into the rooms. You're going to see some of those people get into these rooms and, just more people get into this space is awesome.
Yeah. God, I imagine you just hit the go live button and you just get at a whim, just get 600 people watching. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, he put the work in. I've been following it for a while, just casually.
Everyone has,
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Two things I wanted to ask you actually. I just remembered when I saw Genty go, bro. We're getting copied by everyone in the best ball community. The whole Genty Bowers, meme. Yeah. I saw Crane posted a Genty Bowers thumbnail yesterday. Did you see that?
I didn't see it. No.
Come on, that we did that last week. He's already taken from. He already knows where to look to get his inspiration.
Exactly. We've been making the Genty Bowers joke for like a month. It feels like Genty Bowers.
No, literally since Cody's 12-hour, which was on Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
At least. So, are we setting the best ball trends right now?
We might be, honestly. Like I said, we're that JV squad. That's like Flock, Overzet, Karain, Maddock, those guys, that cast, that
the A tier
characters, right? They're the varsity. They're the ones getting recruited. They're a couple 4 stars, a couple 5 stars in that group too. Just be on the lookout for these, these freshmen coming up through the ranks. These freshmen coming up, at a powerhouse program. Just making a name for themselves. These guys got to graduate sometime.
Classic. Yeah. No, but I love it. Any shout out to the Genty Bowers is hilarious. And then the best ball memes and like just the meta. It's such an echo chamber, but there's so much good. There's so many good like quotable instances, and then we're all like chat rats to begin with. So there's always funny things that everyone knows about.
All right, what do we like here?
Yeah.
Oh,
you already know.
Nice. We'll see. I don't know if we're gonna get it though.
I'm hopeful that he'll maybe take Achane instead.
Yeah, we'll see. I like Achane if he falls to what? Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Yes.
The namesake of this stream. It's an AJ Brown stream. He should have been on the thumb, but I'm on more of a I'm on a Jaden Daniels kick right now. The Jaden Daniels like thumbnails just kind of go hard.
Yeah. Did you do it because I replied to your tweet with no girls today? With Jaden Daniels?
I made this thumbnail like 4 days ago, but
I was gonna say, yeah.
But I threw you on. I threw you on it, so yeah, it all comes together.
That's why you do. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, he's making a callback to the no girls tweet.
I built out a few thumbs, but I mean, I could have picked a different one. I did pick that one, so maybe subconsciously. I wanted to congratulate you on your engagement.
Oh, thank you.
Because you announced today that you're married to the game. You're gonna be streaming 365.
Yeah, I said that. We'll see. I don't want. It's like I'll try, but like it's
gonna be a Wednesday night on week 4, and you're gonna be like, fuck this.
Yeah,
Well, actually, Wednesday is good because it's before Thursday, but like a Tuesday night, you're gonna be like, what? There's nothing to talk about.
It's gonna be like, like when the high school season starts, like that's when I'm really gonna get boned. Like that's gonna be the tough part is when the high school season starts, because it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be October. It's gonna be October. We're gonna have a game on Friday night. It's like I have to stream it either. Like it has to be like at literally 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning. It has to be. Maybe like 5 in the morning, because I can't do it after I come back. I could at 11, I guess, but I don't know. We usually go out as coaching staff, eat, drink, all that stuff. So
100%. Yeah. The schedules kind of change up in the fall for sure. Just there's more going on. So, the other thing you keep talking about is the Dynasty League for more members and some of the other content creator bros. And I wanted to bring that up and kind of pick your brain on what direction you're going with that in terms of just the scoring, the setup. I know you're really into, it's got to be the diehards, the people who want to be in this for life, and then making kind of some content out of it around the trades, the ongoing, obviously, stream like the drafts and things like that, and then talking about matchups like week in and week out.
Yeah. I'm thinking 14 teams. I'm thinking super flex, 2 RBs, 3 receivers, 2 flex. That, and then maybe tight end premium. We'll see. I'm up for. I can be swayed on that. I would lean no, but I don't mind it being a yes.
Sure.
So we'll see. I don't know. I have to give it a little bit more thought.
Maybe Devontae.
Tyreek's the faller, but I don't love Tyreek. I was to say, like, this is
I can go to ADP.
Yeah. It's a puppy, so I don't think we absolutely need. I like Devontae. If you want to go Devontae, I'm in.
I think
it's one slot of difference in your rankings, and it's a pretty noticeable ADP shift. I say Tyreek. This might be more rare to go Tyreek here.
Want to just to get the combination?
You don't even have me. Let's go Tyreek.
I like Tyreek. I'm not against Tyreek. Let's just for fun. It's kind of going with the theme. I want to pop in Tyreek because I actually don't even know if I've looked at his. And is Tyreek Hill explosive? And don't get this one wrong.
Not last year. I don't think he was.
The stats are only 4 last year. The funny part, we tried to index it and look at 2023, and they don't have it available.
Yeah.
So it's just 2024.
It's gonna be really bad. He was not explosive at all last year.
And so there's the total explosive plays, but there's also the per touch. So anyone got a guess in the chat? Is Tyreek Hill explosive? I think it should be straightforward, but last season was, kind of a miss. Tyler, what's your final answer?
I want to say no.
Let's roll with it. No. He was number 36 in per play efficiency on explosive plays, and then he only had 15 explosive plays. Again, he played all 17 games. So that's not the worst, though. 19 overall, but what you would expect is him to be like one of the most explosive players, right? So that's just he's fallen off is the whole takeaway there.
Yeah. He just sucked last year. Like, he was awful.
And then, so obviously Devontae Adams goes to a new situation with the Rams, but look at Devontae Adams and then be like, oh shit, maybe we should have taken him.
Yeah.
Look at what Devontae Adams did last year. Yeah. It's a little bit better, right? He's number 17 and 16 versus I'll just flip back. I already forgot. 36.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it's not everything, but in best ball, who's going to hit your lineup? One of the things I was also thinking about lately. Imagine you have a player who puts up 100 and let's just say 120 fantasy points or 100 fantasy points, but in any given week they only ever hit a ceiling of like 8 or 9 points. They could literally never hit your best ball roster except for maybe once in a flex and a bye week. But they could, season long, they've got enough points to justify something. I think we need to start like exposing those players more and taking stands against them.
You want a good one? You want a good comparison between those two guys?
Hell yeah.
I got one off the top of my head. Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker.
For the explosiveness too, or just for
the spike week? If you look at the game logs, Legette's best week is nowhere close. I don't even know if his best week was like, I don't even know if he cracked like 10 or 11 points, half point PPR. Truly, I don't even know if he did. Maybe he did. Like he had a couple he's had a lot of those like two catches, 20 yards and a touchdown. He didn't have any like crazy weeks. Like Coker had a couple like really usable weeks in there. Yeah,
we can definitely look into that. I think even just on Player Profiler, they have the best ball points added, and then like there's other metrics we can kind of
Yeah.
figure that out. I don't know if you have like something you were referencing in your mind when you think about spike weeks.
Yeah, I was just thinking like raw points.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at that. We'll make this pick and then we'll take a little peek. Shout out to Who Hames with or actually he was just saying he had a dynasty draft with the locals tonight. So that was your rookie draft, Who Hames. How'd it go? And what picks did you make? Shout out to Disbanded for being here. Appreciate you.
On the clock.
Let's get this pick. So there's an obvious pick here.
Oh, what pick is this? I can't see.
This is pick. Let me refresh it real quick. I mean, rest in peace if this crashes, but okay, we got through. It's pick 43. Do you want to go Lamar?
Yeah, Lamar. All right, hey, do we want to stack AJ? No, go Lamar. Enough people are stacking AJ. Enough people are doing that.
I like the value on Lamar, and then I'll show you something else about Lamar real quick. But one of the things in here was the obvious kind of slight fall was on Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
I got a revelation. We'll get into it, but I think I'm going to be fading Worthy this season, unfortunately.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. I mean, who do you think realistically scores more fantasy points, Travis Kelce or Xavier Worthy?
All right. Well, that
straight up, just one for one.
I would say Worthy slightly, but it's not like exactly like Kelce's lighting the world on fire. You know what I mean?
Would you be surprised if Kelce outscored him?
It wouldn't be the most shocking thing, but I would not predict it. You know what I mean? Okay. I would be like if I had to give odds to it, I'd say there's like a 75% chance that he outscores Kelce. 75% chance.
So I mean, so just so the chat knows, like I went to Texas. I'm an Orange blood. Like I'm pretty much a diehard fan. I love Worthy. I've seen every game he's ever played in college. Like obviously I follow him on the Chiefs. Big fanboy. But his price is so expensive. You'd really think he'd be the guy you want because of what he did, like what he did in the Super Bowl. I think we're all very like it's the last thing we saw. So we're thinking, oh, that could be his future. Maybe he takes a step forward, but we're gonna drop some more truth bombs with looking up Xavier Worthy's. And this is not an end all be all, but this is just a fun little way to benchmark guys against each other with a best ball centric kind of stat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's fast. We all know he's fast, but look at how bad he is on the explosive per touch and then plays. He's one of the worst by far, and he's a third, fourth round pick. How do you justify that?
Yeah, that's crazy, right? I mean,
you think, oh, he catches long bombs, right? No, he's getting short yardage plays. He's not breaking any tackles. He's missing the long balls. We saw him, had a foot problem, the problem of keeping his feet in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm skeptical. I just think that Rice is going to pay off his value, and I think Kelce is undervalued. I think Xavier Worthy is the one that's overpriced right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rice is the man there, and like they're kind of go next to each other in price, and I'm just like, dude, just give me Rice every single time. Like honestly,
what sucks is Zay Flowers already went, but then look how appetizing Zay Flowers is compared to Worthy. They're pretty comparable. Look at Zay Flowers. He's one of the most explosive players in the game.
Goat.
Yeah, I know. So we're on the clock here. I could go DK easily.
I'm fine with DK. DK or Chuba, one of the two.
I think Chuba doesn't play enough in the passing game. I'm starting to slight fade Chuba just because I think Rico could come in and could be Travion. Do you need Travion or DK?
Go DK.
Okay, I'm cool with it.
DK.
Let's look at Coker and Leggett. But look how sexy this is for Zay Flowers. He's the number 4 receiver in explosive per play rating. He had 20 explosive plays last season. I mean, he only had 4 touchdowns. Imagine if he had Mark Andrews 11. Mm-hmm. We'd be taking him in the second round.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you guys think, chat? And then, what up, Jason? Who Hames is holding it down. Yeah, one of the worst deep ball throwers Mahomes was. So that's a good thing. And then what up, Anthony? How you doing, my man? We all think Rice is going to be shooting up. He's sure.
He's going to like BBM. Like get your Rice now before you can't get him. Before he's a second round pick. Honestly,
let's do some testing on Coker first.
Yeah,
and then so chat, is Coker explosive? And then Tyler, you got to know this one. This is your guy.
He is.
He's bursty as hell. That's a good indication, right?
Catch radius, hell yeah. Oh no.
He's not explosive, but it's a small sample size because he played 11 games, but he's about half as explosive as T. Higgins on a per game, and then he's below average. 100 is average. So Jalen Coker is not explosive at all.
That's okay.
Sorry to break it to you. Let's look at Xavier Legette, who I know the answer to this one because I was curious. I was comparing him to Keon earlier. But what do y'all think? Is Keon Coleman with these kind of workout metrics, is he explosive? What do you guys think?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I can't remember one long pass that he caught.
Shout out Marshawn Lynch. He's in the intro video. You already know that. He's not. He's actually even worse than Coker practically, right?
That's what they drafted him to be, was explosive too.
So
does Ted open it up for him though? That's the thing. It's like I think you gotta add some context in a lot of this stuff.
We need to be way in on T-Mac. We need to be way in on him.
You think so? I don't know.
I know you're fading him. You're skeptical. I mean, have you seen the clip that I put together with his highlights yet?
I've seen his highlights. I don't give a shit about the highlights. It's Arizona. They're playing nobody. He's got his
okay. You're right. New Mexico. It's Texas Tech. It's UCF. It's pretty bad schools, but
yeah.
I'm thinking James Conner is our anchor if we're lucky enough to get him here.
Yeah, that's fine. I like James Conner's fine. No one loves clicking him, but it's fine.
No one loves clicking him, and I do. I love James Conner.
Fair enough. Do it. Let's go.
But let's just take. I mean, this is your draft 2. Let's take a quick look. Jennings, I think, is slightly overpriced.
I like Olave. Olave is like the big tier for me. I think Olave is good, but I'm just fine to roll. I'm fine to roll with just Conner, honestly.
The only reason I'm thinking, and it could easily be Olave. I just think we need to get a running back before it gets too late.
I agree.
And the Saints, not the best situation, but we love Olave. Ohio State, shout out.
Yeah.
Let me show you 2 things that'll make you pretty excited real quick. 3 things, and maybe we'll get to all of them. I want to show you Metcalf. Is Metcalf explosive?
Let's see DK. Let's see him on here.
Is DK Metcalf explosive, guys? Like, what do you think?
You would think yes. I'm just trying to think last year if he had any long ones. I can't remember. He had one against the Falcons, I remember. You
remember that clip that came out with his vertical leap where it was like photoshopped or whatever, but he jumped like 6 feet in the air, like flat-footed? Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. He's not a jump ball guy. I know that.
He's explosive. He's well above average. 20 explosive plays, number 8 in the total plays, and then per touch, he's number 10. So he's a top 10 receiver on explosiveness. Mm-hmm. He's good. He's definitely good.
Yeah.
Not surprising. We already some of the times it can be really surprising. Other times it's obvious. DK Metcalf is obviously a good deep ball guy.
Yeah.
And the yak. I mean, he can get the yak. That's why I think he's got to be on T-Mac. T-Mac can do it all. T-Mac gets the yak. T-Mac can catch the deep balls. Yes, the competition was weak, but he's going to get so many targets. He could just do it on volume alone, even if he's not that efficient.
I just don't know if he's a true target earner. That's my hang up with him. I don't know if he is.
But
I get what he did at Arizona. I'm not drafting Coker and Legette straight up over him. I just don't know.
No. I'm saying it's his competition, and Thielen's there too. But
I mean, if Thielen plays Thielen's, he's been a target.
Hey, Rocket's making a comeback. Rocket's making a comeback.
Yeah, what's the score? I saw they were down 9.
It's closer, but it's not that far off.
Yeah.
Still, it could be worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's jump. Let me tell you 2 more things that'll really get you going. This is Lamar Jackson, and so it's passing and it's his rushing. Is Lamar Jackson explosive?
Yeah, it's got to be insane.
Come on. This is like the easiest one layup. He's the number 2 passing, number 1 rushing. This is among quarterbacks, and he had 93 explosive plays, number 1 overall. He is literally the definition of explosive. This is your guy.
Yeah, not shocked. He's the man.
And we drafted him. I'm gonna have Lamar Jackson my QB1 in my ranks, but I don't want to fade Josh Allen. So I'm not going to literally take him every time over him, but I think Lamar's QB1.
Yeah, that's not a bad take. Lamar's the man. He's the man.
Big fans. We almost got Olave. Look how much he fell. He went past Jacoby Myers. I know it's a puppy, but geez. And then he passed Ricky Pearsall. I got to get your take on Ricky Pearsall after this clip.
Dude, I just don't know. What do we got?
Pollard,
Caleb, I like. I'd lean Caleb. Let's go a young running back and not another old guy.
Go younger?
Yeah, let's get a little younger. Let's go Caleb.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm open to it. I think Caleb's a workhorse. I think he can handle it. He can catch enough. He can handle a big workload. So then I'm excited about him as a prospect. Pollard and Swift, I think, are both fine picks too. But their prices keep increasing. Caleb might actually be slightly falling a little bit. I feel like there's some dynasty hate for Caleb Johnson.
Is there? I feel like most people like Caleb.
Okay. Maybe I'm just hearing the wrong things. But also we got Metcalf, Caleb Johnson. There's a little bit of Steelers, correlation for our bring
yeah.
back with Lamar, who we do need to not forget about, because I searched Lamar. I'm going to search Ravens. We got some time. It sucked not getting Flowers, of course, but we can figure out what to do from there.
Yeah.
And even naked Lamar's not the worst thing.
Yeah, Naked Lamar is fine. I mean, he can spike. I mean, you can still get Likely if you really need a tight end. Even though I don't love Likely straight up, but him stacking him, it's fine. Andrews, Bateman, all those guys. You know, those cats.
Fantasy dog, how you doing? How you doing, man?
Disgusting. If you want to go D Hop.
No, see here, I'm again, I'm in Houston. I'm a Texans fan. I like D Hop, big fan. You know, Nuke. I was naming my fantasy teams Nuketown for about 4 years. And,
Let's go.
And the problem is he just fell off. He's past his prime. It's not going to get any better. I don't think the Ravens can revive him. The Chiefs couldn't revive him. But maybe, I mean, Lamar has the deep ball, right? So maybe I think you can justify taking him in the 18th round with a Lamar stack. But even then, I sometimes don't do it.
Yeah, that's fair. He was kind of good on the Chiefs. He had a couple like nice weeks. Remember, like when that game against the Bucks, he was really good. Like I think it was like the first game he was there, the second game he was there. Like,
Tyler, did you just that's fair me in round 8 of this draft? You give me a that's fair.
Yeah, I did.
All right. See you, Tyler. We had fun with you on the stream, but it's going to be a solo stream from here on out.
I almost just left. That would have been hilarious. You try to bring me back in, I'm gone.
Wait, what did I do though? How did you?
Oh, see now joke's on you.
Yeah, that's just I can't draft, fly the plane, try to make a joke. I can't do it all at once.
Just right. All right, who's on the board?
I'm like the Rockets. I'm gonna make a comeback in the second half. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, they're only down 7.
Do you have it on your TV or are you just catching the browser?
On my TV.
Okay. No spoilers because I'm delayed a little bit.
All right, but all right, who we got here? I don't like Jonnu. Egbuka feels great. Let's go Egbuka.
You do like John or you don't?
I don't like John.
We're going to try to get Andrews, right?
Yeah, I like Egbuka. Let's go Egbuka.
Let's just slow play.
Yeah,
slow play it. Think through it.
I like Mooney too, but obviously I love Mooney. Might be Mooney here. Might be Mooney. I don't know. Yeah. It's okay.
Oh, dude, I fat fingered it again. My bad.
No, you're good.
I would have liked Mooney here. I honestly, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
I don't have enough Mooney. I've got plenty of Egbuka, but at the end of the day, it's our wide receiver 5, and we're pretty stacked, I'd say.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I want to do a quick showing of James Conner we never got back to. Do you think James Conner's explosive for being such an old man?
He had a lot of explosive. I remember a lot of he had a lot of big runs last year. I would say yes.
Not bursty, not fast, but he's huge. He's jacked and he's strong. He's a cancer survivor. He's 30 years old. Yeah. It's Mr. Explosive himself. Although he's not the best in the receiving game, but what's Trey Benson going to do? Take receptions away from James Conner? Trey Benson can't catch a ball. Number 5 in explosive plays among running backs. Number 5 in efficiency. James Conner is completely undervalued in best ball right now. Completely undervalued. That's my case.
Only problem is he's old as shit.
Well, he's actually younger than me. So watch. I'm going to kick you off the chat again. Kick off the stream again.
Yeah, you like tore your ACL playing basketball the other day.
No, it's already healed. It was just a little leg contusion.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have good support. I got boo boo Band-Aids from my daughter, and we've Neosporined it. I'm on the mend.
Houston looks sick on the TV. They're showing it right now. Downtown Houston looks dope.
Oh yeah, no, great skyline. One of the top, I'd say top 5 city skylines in the U.S. No doubt, no doubt.
Good skyline.
I would have been pretty pumped to get Colston Loveland, but obviously we have a stacking partner that we can get, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Warren, I'm not so in on. So there's an obvious click. It's going to be Mark Andrews, but let's just cover our bases. Is there anyone else here that you would consider at this spot? Would you take Bateman over Andrews?
Oh, no.
Not right now, right?
Yeah.
You want to go Mason?
I love Mason. How many running backs?
We got 2.
We have a tight end? I forgot. Do we have a tight end?
We don't, though. We don't have a tight end either.
Oh, Andrews. Just get Andrews. Get the stack.
It's pretty obvious, right? It's like it's the obvious pick.
Yeah.
We don't have to go Bateman. We could take a running back around there. I don't think Mason will be there, but there still could be some good options. And obviously we took Lamar, so we're going to push it on our QB2. But I see, 1, two easy outs where people won't really take Dak or Tua as often without.
Yeah.
And Tua has other stacking partners, but CD really doesn't, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dak. Sorry, yeah, Dak. Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Yep. Let's see.
No, Houston, good skyline, nice. Nice enough. They're revitalizing downtown right now, which I'm pretty psyched for because it'll become they're closing down Main Street and making it all walking only, and then the metro goes right through it. So, pro tip: you can park your cars south of downtown in like really cheap parking. Hop on the metro, takes you right to downtown where all the bars are. There's like tons of bars, restaurants, fun things, and now it's going to be no cars, walking only. So they're kind of doing a revitalization of downtown. I'm pretty psyched for it. Although I'm a decent ways from downtown. I wouldn't walk there, but just something cool to look forward to for Houston. Like when you go to a Rockets game, you can actually go out afterwards and hang out downtown instead of being like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's not as safe as Minneapolis, that's for sure.
Minneapolis isn't the best.
I mean,
have you seen where you are? Like,
have you seen Houston though? And then, yeah, I don't know. Long story short, Bateman goes.
Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman goes. Could have been nice. Let's take this pick. We're on the clock again. We just missed out on Bateman, but it was a blessing in disguise. You want to go Jordan Mason?
Don't even think about it, Mason.
Snap, click it, and then I'm gonna say a little shout out to y'all in the chat. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Make sure you're liked. Make sure you're subbed to PPRTYLER's channel. The link is in the description. I'm pretty sure I put it there, but it's easy to find.
Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate y'all all for being here again tonight. We got some new names, some familiar names, and we're here. We're gonna be drafting all summer. Can we check out Mixon? Says Coolers.
Yeah,
you want to check out Mixon, and then
I'm guessing middle, like a yellow one for Mixon.
Well, I love adjusting your priors in real time because Joe Mixon is explosive.
No, that's yellow. It looks yellow to me.
He's a number 10 running back. He's number 8 receiving as a running back. He had 31 explosive plays. How much better can it get for a guy that's going in the 5th round?
Yeah, I don't know. Looks pretty mid to me.
Undervalued. And then I want to show you Mason though. Mason's is pretty appetizing.
Mason's the man.
Look at Mason's.
Yeah, there we go.
Number 4.
That's what we like to see.
He needs to work on his receptions. We already knew that. If you compare him to somebody, so you can't compare him to CMC because he didn't play, but if you compare him to Isaac Garindo, this is what I want to show you. Is Isaac Garindo explosive? Not as a rusher, he's below average, and he didn't have the volume to get ranked. But look at his receiving; it's like insanely good. So he had a ton of like really big receiving plays.
Yep.
In fact, he had 11 of them because I mean he maybe had a few big rushing plays, but a lot of that was receiving. So kind of wheels up for Garindo. Kind of an interesting. I wasn't really on Garindo at all, but I like seeing that, and then it just proves that Jordan Mason's a truly explosive running back. One of the things we were asking last night, and I forget exactly who was saying it, but the question came up was, is this a offensive line stat or a team stat, or is this a true running back stat? And so we did a bunch of comps. It is in fact a running back stat because of like what you just saw. You can have running backs in the exact same backfield, but Bucky Irving, Rashad have completely different profiles on their explosive rushes and receiving. And so it's kind of cool to see that too.
Yeah, I mean, Mason's that O line. It's going to be way better than San Fran's was last year. Like Minnesota might have if everybody stays healthy, like a top 5 line with a top 5 passing attack, indoors, high scoring, division foes. Like, dude, Mason's is the best click in the 10th round. Is not even close. He's the best click in the 10th.
KO, how you doing tonight, my man? Tyler, you might like this. KO was on last night, and he's new to best ball in general. So we did a little kind of tutorial on like, what is best ball? What are these tournaments? What are we drafting on Underdog? Anything you would add for pro tips for a newcomer?
Get them receivers, man. Stack and get those receivers. You're going to want to take 4 running backs in the first 7 rounds. Don't do it. I like Kyle Williams here, I think, actually. I like Kyle Williams here.
Yeah, I'm not opposed. I did see that he was there, and this is what I don't know what pick we are, but I'm going to refresh real quick since we got a 30-second clock, and the refresh has been working for us. It works. So it's 126, right? So
yeah,
this is Kyle Williams.
Kyle. Yes.
because we're pretty good at running back just for now, but we can get one more upside wide out before we get too deep.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Too
speaking
deep
of
into the
Madden, I used to be the man. Madden 15, the one with Sherman on the cover.
I like that one.
Ultimate Team. I made the highest division you can get in Ultimate Team, like the all Madden first string. There was only like 1,000 people in
Yes.
that division. I was the fucking
Nice.
man. I had to get a job to support my Madden addiction. I bought so many packs that I'll never get that money back. Should have invested it. Awful mistake. But man, my Madden team was unbelievable. Like it just, I had the
Nice.
meta down. I used to be disgusting at Madden.
I love that. I've been playing Madden since the first Madden I had was 2001, I want to say. And I bought most of them, not every single year, but like, you know, I'd be lucky enough to get one for Christmas or my birthday or something. And I think I had most of them all the way until 15. I think it was a lot, like you just said, the Sherman one. Before that was the 13 was a really good one because it was the 20-year anniversary. Do you remember that one? And it was all of the legends.
Yeah, it was Madden 25. Yeah,
25 exactly. And it was Barry Sanders on the
Barry
cover,
Sanders,
right?
Barry Sanders, and then it was
That's
the
my
first year
favorite Madden. That's my favorite Madden.
Yeah, that was the first one I played a lot of Ultimate Team wise. It was the first year the Xbox One came out, so the Xbox One cover was AP.
Wait, excuse me. What did you just say?
The Xbox One cover was
No. What player did you say?
AP.
Who's that?
What do you mean? Who's that?
Who's AP?
Chat. Is this guy an idiot?
Tell me who AP is.
Adrian Peterson.
It's AD, you rookie.
No, it's AP. I know it's AD. I know
AD all day.
In Minnesota calls him AD. Nobody in Minnesota.
Adrian Peterson went by all day because you get him.
I know. Yes, I know what he went by.
Day.
Yes, nobody called him. Nobody called him AD.
Look at the Wikipedia. Look it up.
I know people call him AD. No one in Minnesota calls him AD. Nobody. Everyone calls him AD.
Called him AD from his Pop Warner league all the way through the league since he was playing at OU. He was always AD all day.
Yeah, I promise you, nobody in Minnesota calls him that.
Bunch of fake fans.
He's AP. He's AP.
AP, that's weak.
Yeah, I like AP better.
You walked into that one. I almost threw you off the stream.
I thought for a minute you didn't know. I thought for a minute, yeah. Well, yeah, Oklahoma owns Texas, so.
Jason, I'm trying to heel turn on Tyler. If you can't tell, I'm trying to get a good fight.
Oh, just I don't know. Bring up I don't know. Tell me Roma Dunze sucks. Maybe we can get into it.
I hate to break it to you, but we'll bust your bubble in about 30 seconds after this.
Okay, don't give me that bullshit with Waldron.
No, it's not that. We'll get into it. But this pick, I think we need a running back at this point.
Spears is fine. Likely. Maybe we go likely. No, we have Andrews. No, we're good. Spears.
Yeah. But also we totally slept on QBs.
We're fine. I think we're.
Should we go Tua?
No.
No, we'll wait because the thing is, we kind of messed this one up. It's a puppy, so you get a little bit forgetful that we could have taken Dak at 126. We don't have to though. It's the whole thing of taking Lamar is you don't need Dak with CD, but it kind of would have been nice as our QB2 and then been done. I don't want to have to even think about QB much longer, so we probably need to tighten it up. Spears gives us a nice potential out with Cam Ward though. Not the best, but
I like Cam Ward.
Otherwise, just reviewing our team, I don't know if we have another easy stack to make besides Tua.
Pittsburgh.
Who's their quarterback?
Take your guess.
Yeah, I was having one of my buddies that I play Dynasty with, and he's in my home league redraft. So one of my best friends. We talked on the phone for like an hour today just about football and what's going on and planning out the location of our redraft. Like in my home league, there's 10 of us. Yeah. We pick a destination, and usually it's Labor Day weekend. We travel somewhere, and we all meet up, and we have like a huge auction draft that takes 6 hours. We party all weekend and just have fun.
Yeah, that's lit.
And so we talked about that today for like an hour, and we were trying to make some Dynasty trades, but I don't even remember what I was talking about. We were talking about one of these players.
Who were we talking about?
I have no idea. No idea at all.
Cam Ward?
No, wasn't Ward, but
QBs.
Yeah. Oh, the Steelers QBs.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, it's Aaron Rodgers for sure." I'm like, "Bro, they could just roll out with Mason Rudolph and who else they got? They have
Will Howard.
Yeah, Will Howard, of course. Yeah, Will Howard, of course. Put some respect on his name. National champ Will Howard, former K-State quarterback, pretty much a complete loser until he went to OU. But neither here nor there. So
He had a good year at K-State.
yeah, everyone has a good year in the Big 12. Come on, I used to be in the Big 12. Grow up, go to the SEC, boys.
Yeah, Texas was in the Big 12 for a while. Did you shit?
Yeah, that's my life, bro. Now we're in the SEC, and welcome to it. We're the almost SEC champs, but
almost, yeah. Can't beat Georgia.
It's it's a problem, but you can beat Michigan when you can beat Alabama.
Okay, don't give me that Michigan bullshit. Come on now,
bro. They walked into Ann Arbor and
I don't care.
I don't
care.
Who else has done that?
Freaking almost like 3 other teams this year.
No, like one other team. Well, this year, but one other team ever.
Tua.
Yeah, we have to, right? We have to do Tua.
Yeah.
Pick 150. There's not really anyone else that we would even want close, which is nice. Tua Lamar Jackson, you're done. Obviously, with QBs, so we don't have to worry about that one. The Steelers, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm not pumped on the Steelers, although I am pumped on George Pickens and DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin's pretty explosive too. I think Ian Harditz was tweeting some Calvin Austin propaganda today that I commented on. If you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and throw me a follow. I got some good stuff. I've been cooking up some good stuff lately at FFB Garage. And then make sure you're subbed here. Throw me a like while we're at it. We're going to do a few drafts tonight. Going to be drafting all summer. You already know. And then, of course, you guys already know. You're already subbed to PPRTYLER. I don't have to tell you that. But special shout out. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, no. Did he just drop off? I wonder if his internet died. Oh, no. Was that my internet? Power just went out. Wow. And I was literally just giving him a promo, and he gives me that excuse. Guys, can you believe this guy? Can you believe this? Disbanded has my back. True ball knower. Anthony, come on, man. No, I'm just catching up with y'all. I'm trying to wrap this one up. Yeah, nice 1 QB build. Who hates? Trying to just focus in on this draft at the end. And okay, as a Michigan fan, I can assure you lots of teams have come in and shit on us, unfortunately. Okay, this season took a turn for the worst. You win the Natty, that's what happens. So you can't have it all. We can't all be so lucky. It was the SEC talking. Put down the controller and left. Yeah, I went from hating the SEC my whole life, not hating, but just disdain, to obviously the Horns go to the SEC, and we're just instant winners, and everyone's jealous. So it's nice. It's nice. It is the big leagues. It's the Big Ten and the SEC. Everyone else can just play catch up. No, dang, man. Well, hey, best of luck with your power. Hope it comes on soon. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, to the Shadow Realm, Tyler. 3 strikes and you're out. Thanks for joining us while you could. You still got some equity on this one. You can keep chatting it up if on your phone, if that works. Make this next pick in Tyler's honor. Where are we going to go, chat? Let's see. Okay, so it's a 2-4-6-1 build. Is there any other Dolphins? I think the problem with Tua, though, is once you take him, there's no other Dolphins you're going to want. Could go running back. The receivers are looking good. Tight end could be interesting. I'm just going to queue up Hunter Henry if I don't find anything better. Let's just take Hunter Henry here. I don't mind pulling him up just a little bit, just to get some depth. There's no way to get Johnny at this point. And then we already have Kyle Williams. So Hunter Henry leaning back into the Patriots for a team stack. I guess Freiermuth would have been a lot of the same with DK, but we've already got DK and Caleb Johnson to come back from Lamar potentially. So I don't want to overdo it. At the same time, it's, take more players from the same team, get the correlation. Ertz, yeah. Oh, oop. Too late. Maybe. Be so mad not seeing the chat. You never know. Well, we'll see. We'll hope that Tyler gets his power back on, but in case he doesn't, we can still. What player was I gonna? Oh, it's Roma Dunze. Let's look this up real quick, and then he doesn't have a chance to fight back. But it's not the end all be all. His workout metrics are great. He had a decent, first year. Could have been better. A lot of air yards, not a lot of touchdowns. Not so efficient reception wise. But do you think Roma Dunze is explosive per touch? The answer is no. He's terrible. Number 58, number 56 in actual explosive plays. 100 is average. Roma Dunze on the explosive rating EPX is one of the worst receiver picks you can make if you're going strictly based off that metric. And obviously this is last year, he can improve, but a pretty bad pick in the 5th round. We see where Roma Dunze went in this draft. And if you want him, you're going to have to take him at ADP, but he should continue to fall, I think. 5th round, pick 55. You get Travion Henderson in the same range. You can get even Alvin Kamara in the same range. Probably a much safer pick if you're going to pivot off of Dunze. That's crazy. Yeah. Not fun to have a power outage. Been there, done that. Crazy. All right, this next pick. So round 15, we still got 4 picks to go. So we got to make up some ground at running back. We've kind of ignored running back since we took Tajay Spears, and even that pick, I didn't love it. Ertz is there, but I don't feel like we have to get another tight end. Samson Neal, it got thin at running back pretty quick. I will say that. Jalen Wright, just for the correlation, could make sense, but I think the ADP is a little bit off. Let's make it work. I'm going to refresh this one too. Pick 174, a little bit of a reach on Jalen Wright, but you know the drill. At this point in the draft, every player selected is essentially a $1 auction bid. We've passed to the tail end of the draft capital curve. So anything past, let's just say round 12 is a $1 auction bid. Maybe round 13, 14. I mean, the quarterbacks, sometimes they're still kind of there, but these are $1 auction bids. Get your guys, get the team correlation, get your stacks. Jalen Wright just feels better on this one. Who else would we really be taking that we're missing out on? Like, what are we losing by going Jalen Wright? So that's going to be our second Dolphin. Probably good there on Dolphins. I can't think of another Dolphin player we'd want. I don't think I want Westbrook Akine on this team. 2-5-6-2. Again, I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is necessary. We've got Mark Andrews at least. It would be nice to have another Raven, but there's not really a good out for us. Unless we went Hopkins, I think Justice Hill could be interesting as like a last round pick. So we'll save that last running back selection for it. Probably going to be a 2-6-7-3 or 8-2. Maybe go 7 running backs. Just the way we've built it, we could easily take 7 running backs here, or 2-7-7-2. I'm good at tight end. I don't mind having Mark Andrews and Hunter Henry and kind of being done. We don't have a ton of upside, though. It's kind of more older guys, floor plays. We could take a rookie tight end or a 7th running back. We'll kind of see what we get into when the time comes. And then starting off with CeeDee Lamb, I want to say Tolbert's long gone, but if he's there, could be a nice pick. Tolbert's 62. Could have been a nice pick. Just another Cowboy. Lean into that. Mason Taylor might have been the pick there that I would consider. We can do Pat Bryant. I don't know that I want Michael Wilson on this team, but we do have James Conner. Just thinking about the Cardinals. If Tyler was here, he'd want Coker. I'm not going to do that necessarily. Let me put Pat Bryant there. It's a little bit of a reach on him. I think if the Broncos like him, he could be effective. Just another dart throat receiver on a rookie. We've got 3 of them now. Some intriguing second-round picks and a first-round pick. Otherwise, we started off so strong with CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf. See, I don't think we could be done with 8 there. 7 there. We could be done with 7, which makes me want to lean into the running backs and then potentially pivot to a tight end. FK knows what's up. Yeah, exactly, Anthony. Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Pat and Billy. Billy was in here drafting with us last night. Pat was live this morning. Fantasy Dog Pound, y'all already know. Really interesting stuff. Really interesting. That drives home the point. Another good connection there. Yo, what up, Putt Daddy? This is a 30-second puppy draft. How you doing, my man? Did you have any good picks for the CJ Cup, the Byron Nelson? I think you were in the stream when Cody was here. I picked Sam Burns for my one and done, and I'm pretty sure he finished 5th. So a nice showing there. What up, Green Bean? Al Boog, how you doing tonight, my man? Yeah, we have some technical difficulties. We got to make sure Tyler's okay. I'm sure he's fine. Hopefully his power's coming back on and he can take care of business. But we'll hold it down here and finish this draft out in his honor for the fallen soldier. I think the play here is to take some running backs, take some swings, 2.572 build, really strong at receiver. We don't have any Ravens receivers, which is fine though. We have Tyreek with Tua. We have CD. We took AJ Brown and Metcalf. So the receivers are cooking in this puppy. We want to go running back is the move. I don't even want DeAndre Hopkins on this team, I don't think. I want some upside swing at running back. Jerome Ford could have a role there. Obviously, they took Quinshawn and Samson, so it's not ideal. I'm going to go ahead and take Giddens. I was a big Giddens drafter. He's fallen a lot since the pre-draft contest. I still think he's good, so I'm going to bet on talent there and see that he can't carve out that RB2 role. I think it's worth it there. Wouldn't that be a shame? Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to bring that piece of the conversation up, but hilarious stuff. I mean, guys, we gotta fix something about his tastes in maybe Roma Dunze, maybe the Bush apples. Something's got to change. We got to help him. We got to help the guy out. I would agree. I think the hand injury might have slowed him down more than he's willing to admit. It could be that. It could be a combination. Highly mental game. When I was at the Houston Open watching Scheffler on it was opening. It was Thursday. I was there on Thursday. It was the opening day. He was doing pretty well. He wasn't draining his putts. And then on Friday, he made everything. Of course, Minwoo Lee goes on to win. But when I saw Scheffler playing in person there, I knew he'd be winning in no time. He'd be back in no time. So I think more to come. He's getting hot right for the PGA. How fun would that be for Scheffler to get his 3rd major victory this season? I'd almost bet on it. I would almost bet on it. Tuckercraft to 146 is nice. I need to get more Tuckercraft myself. I need to make it like a sticky note. Hartman, you're a savage. Have some respect. You're lucky the mods aren't in here. So wide receiver wise, completely good. We got the upside. We're about to make this last pick. Could be Jarquez, could be Ford. Ford seems like a fine pick, actually. Jarquez is more of a riskier pick. Tight end wise, I don't hate Juwan Johnson, Fannin, or Arroyo. What do y'all think? You think Fannon's going mostly undrafted now and it's just not worth it anymore? Kind of what I'm thinking. Terrence Ferguson is an interesting thought. If I did take a tight end, I haven't been going for these guys. I haven't got enough Juwan Johnson. I think he is kind of a sleeper pick. Could be Jonnu Smith in 2025, the new version of Jonnu. At the end of the day, with Andrews and Henry, I'm going to bet on that being enough. I think the running back room needs the most upside. Ford can do something in the passing game. I'm going to stick with Ford. On this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. We could do some quick research on Jerome Ford. So he's below average on receiving, better at rushing. I guess I was thinking of the 37 receptions, but more just compiling receptions, not really any big plays there. Maybe not a great pick. I will say when you're building out stacks around Lamar, it doesn't hurt to take some AFC North correlation. So why not just stab at Jerome Ford? Got a decent value on him anyways. And Jarquez is a big coin toss. So, yo, what's going on, Cody? How you doing tonight, my man? Hope your stream went well. Hope you're drafting some nice teams. This was a 30-second puppy, just wrapping it up. Okay, that makes sense, Coolers. I would agree with that sentiment. I think that's pretty sharp. Bro, Cody, all of a sudden we were just going at him. Actually, we were promoting the channel. We were promoting his channel, and right then, boom, he drops off, and the power went out at his complex. So pitch black, power went out. I don't know where he is now. He was in the chat earlier, but he's taking care of business. Unfortunately, yeah, he's got some issues. I want to see how. So we'll do a final review of this team real quick, very quickly. We'll jump into another puppy. So stay tuned. Stay here if you want to get in on this next one. A matter of minutes. But we'll check in on my team. And then I also want to take a quick look at Golf God's team. Shout out. We can look at Hartman's team too, of course. Real quick. Not going to spend too much time. Not going to dwell on it. So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, y'all know what's up in the chat. Let's do it. My team was a 2-7-7-2 build. I'm feeling good about this. Lamar Jackson and Tua. With Lamar, we've got Mark Andrews. I said I was going to actually take... Dang, I should have gone back. Instead of taking... I'm pretty sure Justice Hill got drafted before me, but in case he didn't, I should have taken Justice Hill. Anyways, single stack with Lamar. Tua is essentially single stacked as well. So nothing crazy. James Conner, Caleb, Mason, Spears, Wright, Giddens, and Ford. Because Wright doesn't really catch passes is the whole point. CD, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf. In my mind, if you've got a wide receiver room that looks like these four guys, it's out of control. It's 5 out of 5. Doesn't really matter how you end it. We got a lot of upside. Shout out Kyle Williams and Egbuka. Got a Pat Bryant. So, yeah, these four guys can do it for you in any given week. A nice little falling value on Tyreek. It was between Tyreek and Devontae Adams. I'm glad we went Tyreek, made the stack happen. Tight ends are fine. Yo, what up, Nick Bach? How you doing tonight, my man? Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. Let's go. Taking a look at Golf God's team real quick. 3-4-8-3. Very unconventional. He was hitting me up on Twitter earlier today. If you don't follow me on Twitter, consider it. Look me up at FFB Garage. I've had some good stuff lately. So, would love to have some discourse with you in Twitter if that's your thing. Golf God was on there. He said he wanted to get back in NFL streets. He's been in the best ball PGA streets with me this offseason. Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, love the Jaden Daniels and Stroud. Let's see how he pulls it off. Henderson, fire. Pollard, I'm a fan. Rashad White, Tank Bigsby. Wow. So he's going hyper fragile with some interesting picks. I think it's a little risky with the Tank Bigsby pick. I don't know how much he gets used this year. They just potentially replaced him with, of course, Bashal Tootin and LaQuint Allen, but I think White, Pollard, and Henderson is strong. I will say that. Nakua, Evans, Judy Coleman, Dobbs, Pierce, Cooper Lockett, Bowers, Kelsey, Komet. Very interesting team. Very interesting, Golf God, if you're in the chat still. But very interesting. We'll work on it. We'll keep drafting all summer. I think you can get better than this, but it's not a bad start when you got Jaden Daniels at the very least. But yeah, very cool. Let's check Hartman's team. And then right after we check Hartman's team, jumping into another puppy. So stay tuned for that. Hartman goes 3-6-7-2. Goff, Prescott, and Stafford. Took Prescott right out from under us. Come on, man. Typical Hartman stuff. And then Harvey, Judkins, Cam Scatabo. He's got the rookie fever. Algier, Neal again, and then Shipley. I will say Harvey and Judkins obviously could hit right from the start. Scatabo might have to take over the role a little bit more than that. Otherwise, good. A little bit thin at running back. Receivers are nice. So this is where you made your bets. You stacked Amon-Ra and Devontae Adams. You have Nico, of course, a great pick in round 2. Pick 14. What a steal. One of the steals of the draft. And then T-Mac, love it. Burden gets Tesla at the end. Why not? I know you're a fan of Tesla. Hawk and Ferg. It's a good team. A little bit thin for Dak, but get a QB when you have the chance. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Fantasy Dog says, looks like one of my teams. I get it. Now that's why we're saying Golf Dog, 100%. Yeah, Golf God is in here. Sniped him on Stroud. Yeah. Oh, John, is this you, Golf God? Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here, my man. Shout out to you. I know we've been chatting it up. We've been in some of these same rooms. I know you were drafting for PGA 2, and I've seen it in the Discord as well. We talked on Twitter earlier today. Appreciate you being here and drafting with us. We'll get back into the NFL. We'll get into the full swing. We're just getting started. It's only May. Plenty of more drafts to go, and it's a puppy. So we'll work on it. We'll all learn things together. Let's get into another draft. Let's do it. I got to hit the NFL tab. It's going to be a puppy. I think we just do 30 seconds again, and that's going to work for me. That's going to work for me. It's good. That's what we're going to do. 30-second puppy. If anyone sees Tyler in the chat, if he's alive, make some noise, get my attention. Maybe he'll join back in. Probably not, though. I feel bad for him. I know it's getting late. We all got Monday coming up tomorrow. I joined it. I'm in the 30-second puppy, waiting on 5. Y'all can jump in now. Been on some leaderboards. God, is that you? Yeah. Kittle is a great pick. I'm in on Kittle this year. I'm slightly fading. I'm in on CMC unless we hear some bad news. I'm in on Kittle. I'm slight fading Jennings. I'm pretty much not full fading, but pretty big fade on Ayuk, and also a huge fade on Pearsall. Hate to say it. Let's go. I have not gotten a 101 since the contests have opened post-draft. I haven't fully updated my exposures. I think my exposures are set through Thursday night, and we did a ton of drafts Friday. Drafted last night, drafting right now. So my exposures aren't fully updated anyways, but I don't recall getting Jamar Chase yet. I see Nick Bach in the 3, shout out. We got Jason in the 5, my man. Who else we got in here? FK in the 11. And if there's anyone else that you're drafting with us, you want to say what's up, let me know your username. Let me know your username, and we'll get this one started together. The Influencer 101, you love to see it. Last thing I'll say before this one really kicks off is, well, I'll make my pick, and then I'll let y'all get your picks in too. Throw it to the board. I think most of y'all have seen this, but if not, if you're new to the channel, if you're joining us tonight and you're drafting, let me just give you a little bit of a pitch here. Subscribers, possibly you. I have a 500 subscriber goal. The first goal was 100. We hit it. Shout out to you all for making it happen. We had a 4-hour plus mega stream draftathon Friday night. Super fun. A lot of great guests. Shout out to the Fanspeak Network. Cody from Off the Schneid. Of course, PPRTYLER, who's here tonight. Hope he's doing good. BBG, Pat from the Dog Pound showed up. A lot of fun. If you haven't checked out the Friday night stream, go look it up. It's a good time. You'll learn a lot. We got into some eliminator strategy. We couldn't fill the rest of them. We just did a bunch of puppies. It devolved from there. Fun time. We'll do it again real soon, but would love it for y'all. Would love for y'all to be here and drafting with me all summer and chilling, standing up in the chat, talking ball, talking to Dynasty, what's going on in our leagues. Who Hames? I don't know if I heard what happened with your Dynasty draft. I'm still excited to hear more about that. Plenty more to come. So that's my pitch. Join the circle of trust. Get in here. Get subscribed. Jaden Daniels on the thumbnail. He's in the circle of trust. Offensive Rookie of the Year. A guy you can trust. You're going to want to be in here. You're going to want to be drafting with us. A lot of sharp people. I'll stop with that. That's enough from that. What up, guys? Fix the overlay problem and add the stage. You're seeing how the sausage is made in real time. Flip the board with Ricky Pearsall. Where's the tunes? Yeah, it's a chill night. It's a Sunday night. I thought about throwing in some tunes between the drafts, but we're getting right into it real quick. And then something I got to look more into. I've noticed because I don't have headphones in, I just have the sound coming out of my laptop. Sometimes when I play the tunes, the mic tries to mute out the background sounds, and then I've noticed it cancels out my voice a little bit. It happens infrequently, but it's happening enough that I'm gonna have to look into it and fix it before I pump it back up. But definitely the jams. We're gonna be vibing all summer. I mean, if y'all want it, I can turn it on if y'all want it. If y'all are down for it. If y'all are down, I can do it. If the chat's in for it. It's Sunday night. It's kind of a slower one. We need the pump up when it's super late streams, when we're doing these on like a Friday at 1 a.m. or whatever. And there's no guest. When it's just me, or if it's last night was pretty late too, actually. Yeah, appreciate that. Just some of the best. Give me them horns. No idea what that's a reference to. You got to help me out. What up, Ty? How you doing tonight, my man? Yeah, shout out to all y'all in the chat. Hope you're all having a great weekend, a good Sunday, getting ready for Monday. A lot of positive vibes. Getting your week started. Let's do it. Let's hit it. A couple more weeks until the NFL schedule drops, so we're just filling the time. Ty says, who's going to be my most owned player? I haven't decided yet. I don't know for sure. Last year, it was Nico Collins at 35% of my drafted teams. I had 59 Nico Collins in Best Ball Mania. I've said this before. I was in the top 10, according to bbmdb.com, for Nico Collins ownership. It was going great until it wasn't. Penalties, touchdowns called back, the hamstring, the O-line suck. So I wrote a note in my phone that said no player exposures over 30%. I'm going to stick to that, I think, a little bit this year. Bucky Irving was one of my top 3 or 4 running backs, so that was nice. And I don't know how that happened. I just got lucky. Sometimes it's skill, sometimes it's luck. And a lot of times it's just feeling things out, what everyone else is doing too. making some stands, but taking the guys I like. I love Josh Jacobs here. The obvious pick is T. Higgins. I'm going to go Rashee Rice. I'm going to just bet on Jamar Chase. We love T. Higgins from last year. I'm pulling Rice up on this one. It's a puppy. I think Rice ends up going there. So that's me pulling a player around the board just a little bit. It's not a huge reach. We could easily see Rice going there sooner than later. If he's healthy, I think he's a second-round player. All that. Funnily enough, we got Tyreek in the last draft at pick 30. He goes 22 here. I think we should see a bounce back from Tyreek. So I think you can't count him out, right? He's explosive. Waddle's kind of falling off. I don't think it's going to be the Jonnu show. Achane can't do it all. So yeah, long story short, Ty, most owned player in the pre-draft contest was actually Kyler Murray. I don't know that it'll be the same here. It's too early to tell who my top exposure is going to be. I wish it could be Jahmyr Gibbs. I wish it could be Justin Jefferson. It's probably going to be someone that's not in the first round, though. It's probably going to be a later on pick. And who have I been liking so far? Who do I think is a good value? Let me know in the chat. Who do you think is a good value later on? A player you're already exposed to, you might get more exposure to, that kind of thing. I'll think on that one. I'll get back to you. Let me think on it just a little bit. Nice. Yes. I know if you're streaming tomorrow, Huhames, I'll be listening. I'll tune in. We can listen and hear what's going on. Shout out to Huhames. Make sure you're subscribed to Huhames' channel. Phenomenal ball knower, great streamer, super nice guy. Excited to do some more drafts with him this summer. Go to his channel, click on his name right there, Huhames. He goes live during the week. So, perfect counter to these late night streams that I'm doing. He's doing some early midday streams during the week. Love to listen in. Oh, sorry about that, Fantasy Dog. We got in it quick. Yes. Yeah, Nick. I would agree. I was using OBS last year as well, so I'm a fan of StreamYard. Yes, Cody knows. Yeah. I had to convert too. I'm so far behind. No, y'all are just blowing up. Y'all are killing it. I'm not that far behind, but far enough. Yeah, I know. Good luck with getting lower. Yeah, I wanted the rice, all the rice for me. I did not eat rice tonight. I did have some nice pasta though, but no rice for me. But I get him in this draft. Got more. Yeah. There we go. That's the face I recognize. I don't know, Hartman. Can I definitely make Jahmyr my most owned? It's kind of up to the best ball gods if you get a top 6 pick. I'm not going to full fade anyone in the first round is the main reason. The thing what I did with Nico last year is Nico was a second round pick and I was taking him in the first round. That was easy click for me. Easy way to get overexposed. Yeah, Huhames, you're the man. Have I tried drafting on DraftKings? They're crazy prices. Calvin Ridley in the 70s. I personally have not drafted on DraftKings. I like the Underdog app. I like the user interface. I like the community. And I live in Texas. There's no legal sports betting. So I'm not a sports bettor. So I'm not on DraftKings for sports betting. Therefore, not there in general for fantasy. But I'm not wholly opposed to it. I don't have a really good reason to do it at the moment, is what I'll say. So obviously you can get Burrow here. You should be stacking Burrow with Jamar Chase quite often. This is a puppy. It's slightly time boxed. I'm going to push it. I don't want to miss out on the value. Hurts also a good pick here. I think Hurts is actually a better pick than Burrow. The stack might convince you otherwise. I want Jameson Williams on my team for certain, and then I want Joe Mixon too. Call me crazy. I'm going to take Joe Mixon. I got Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon. If the Texans are any good this season, they have the new offensive coordinator, Kaylee, completely revamped offensive line. If they're any good, if Joe Mixon maintains his dominant role, his good efficiency per touch, gets just as much volume, but the offense is a little bit better, scoring more touchdowns. We already know Josh Jacobs can do that. The Packers score a ton. That's, this is like a double anchor, so I can chill at running back for a while unless I want to grab a rookie later on for some upside. I'm kind of in the wrong spot at the one pick to grab a lot of those guys that are going to be going in the next 20 picks. Henderson, Harvey, etc. I think this wide receiver room does some work, and then I'll look for a stack later on if I skip out on Burrow. And of course, I expect Burrow to go to the Higgins drafter, who is actually Nick Box. So let's see. No, he doesn't take him. But the whole thing is, like Nick could easily take Burrow at 70. I wouldn't be able to give him at 72, but even then, I don't need Burrow in this build because I took Rice. I've got another out, Jameson, etc., etc. I'd like to try to push Burrow. I want to have plenty of Burrow stacks at ADP and Best Ball Mania. But for this puppy, I kind of want the nuts. I kind of want to push it. And I still think Burrow's overpriced, of course. We're chasing last year's results kind of thing. Huhames has got a lot of rice. Yeah. I know I'm fully aware of DraftKings. I love watching streams with Eric Beimfor, with Chess Liam does some DraftKings. Pat Carane did a DraftKings stream yesterday. So I'm in these streets. Like I don't know the DraftKings ADP on the back of my hand, but it doesn't really surprise me, a lot of the things that I hear. But I agree, Ty. I think, it doesn't hurt to understand the differences between the sites, and then, maybe one day I'll be on DraftKings if I really feel like I need to. But right now, just not there. Ooh, Fields or Tootin being most drafted, most owned, says Hartman. I like that take. I think that's pretty fun. They go in a range where you could definitely get him in every draft, right? You can easily get Fields at pick 95 to 100 and end up with a ton of Fields. With Tootin, you could get him around pick 100 to 115 and end up with a bag. So if I think more about it, I'm going to just pick a player that's already been drafted that I'll probably have a ton of. It's T-Mac going at pick 38 here. He continues to rise. I'm going to have a bag of McMillan. I think if the Panthers are getting better, if Bryce Young is getting better, doesn't get benched, all of that jazz, T-Mac's going to be the man. Legette's not it. Coker's not it. Thielen is about to fall off. Thielen's still good, though, but Chuba Hubbard doesn't catch passes. Rico Dowdle might get some. They don't have a true bona fide tight end. JT Sanders, shout out to my man, but I'd be surprised if he's a top target for them. It's going to be T-Mac, and he's going to do it on volume, if not volume and efficiency. We can hate on him all we want for playing in the Pac-12 and then the Big 12 and chump change competition. Some people question the work ethic. People have said crazier things, though. You remember when Jamar Chase was coming into the league, there was some fear on him. And I'm not comparing T-Mac to Jamar Chase, but just there was some fear on Jamar Chase. People said, how is he going to catch the ball in the NFL? He can't see the ball without the white lines. So there's always something that can make you afraid to take these rookie wide receivers. But I'm the kind of guy that likes to be one step ahead. Maybe, it doesn't work out. Maybe it's not the best way to play it, being aggressive on T-Mac, drafting him in the 4th round, but I think it's fun. Let's see what happens. So maybe T-Mac. Long way of saying that. I'll catch up with you on a sec. I'm about to make this pick. Burrow goes at 60, so not too surprised there. Odds are, if I don't take Mahomes, he won't be there when he comes. He won't come back around, is what I'm saying. And I think I will stack him up. I have 2 picks here. I could easily get Pickens as well. which is how I want to probably play this. Because, the trade-off would have been I get Burrow, I don't get Mixon, now I get Connor, and I don't have to go Mahomes. But at the end of the day, I save myself. I mean, I'm still taking Mahomes ahead of ADP, kind of taking him a bit higher. But when I reached up for Rice, it's part of it. I don't think I'm going to push Mahomes. It's still really expensive for Mahomes in round 6. So I'm just kind of contemplating that pick. Like, what did I really gain or do there? The difference between Mixon and Connor is not that great, I will say, for the difference between Mahomes and Burrow. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? Would you rather have Mahomes, Rice, and Mixon, or Burrow, Chase, and Connor? Because that's essentially what I just pulled off. And maybe I'm just getting different with my Jamar Chase team. I do question though, like, how do you beat the other Jamar Chase teams? It's probably not necessarily just with another pocket passing quarterback like Mahomes. It's probably with a rushing upside QB like Hurts, who I also passed on. So could have been a Hurts team. Just that's, you don't have to stack Hurts every time. Just feel like there's no way I could have pushed Mahomes. This is the Xavier Worthy drafter, 100% FK. Would have taken him at 83 or 86. Maybe putting words in your mouth, but probably would have. A Mahomes with a Geno or a Mahomes with a Stroud is very common, but not bad. Just happens a lot. But the way the board shakes out with Nico going towards the 11-12 pick, I've noticed on my own teams. Yeah, golf god. We got spoiled during PGA best ball season. I could do 3 albatross in 30 minutes easily. Could probably do 2 scrambles in 30 minutes, but not so in the football streets. But appreciate you being here, man, and checking out the channel and all that. It's fun times ahead. Good luck with your advance rates coming up for the PGA and then the scrambles you do too. Hurts stacks don't matter at all to Fantasy Dog. Yeah, I know what you're saying, the volume wise. But what if the Eagles defense is worse this year? They lost some key players. What if they're passing a little bit more? I know it though. Hurts has never been a good passer, so. Yeah, there's good QB options later. I probably could have pushed it as well and not taken Mahomes, but at the end of the day, it's a puppy. Let's just get some Mahomes Rice in a different spot with Chase. So maybe Chase and Rice are like the wide receiver 1 and 2. That would be sweet. Then it doesn't really matter so much who you have. Although week 17, that's the teams you'd be competing with. There's bound to be other Chase Rice teams in a tournament this big. It's not that unique. And it might get less unique as time goes on. I like that. I like the vibes from Who Hames, keeping it strong and uplifting. There's a winner in this room. I can feel it too. Might be one of y'all. Yeah, getting hate for giving up. Burden doesn't. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. That's the ideal Mahomes setup, I think. I think that's a good spot to get him. I'm curious who you were able to stack him with there. Is probably, I would guess, probably Worthy fell deep in the 4th round. It's not too uncommon to see that. And then you maybe are able to get a certain other player. I won't say his name because a certain Travis Kelce. Maybe you stacked him up as well. I think I've gotten a few Mahomes later on. I in Best Ball Mania, I've already done a few Mahomes teams, quite a few actually. I was getting the 10, 11, and 12 spot. If y'all were with me on Monday night and Tuesday night when I was doing my Best Ball Manias this week earlier, tons of picks from the 10, 11 spot and 12 spot. So a lot of Jack Besh, if you were there for that. Definitely going Kelsey, no doubt about it. Do I want to go Scatabo? Probably could do that. Could wait. I don't know that I have to take an unstacked Fields here. It's too rich to take another QB right here this early. I do kind of like Trey Harris with the thought of a bring back against the Chiefs. Pacheco is there. I might just do it. It's a little bit slappy. No. Let me ignore Pacheco. Let me go for some rookie upside. Let me take a Trey Harris. Probably not a good click. It's a risk it for the biscuit kind of upside swing. Pacheco's probably a much safer floor pick. I don't know, though. Is he a one and done, one hit wonder? They didn't necessarily replace him at all, right? Even though they did sign and trade, they re-signed Hunt. They drafted Brashad Smith, who's not necessarily like a workhorse at all, right? More of a converted wide receiver out of SMU. And then they traded for Elijah Mitchell, right? So I don't know. It's not enough to get me off of Pacheco completely. And I could have gone Scatabo there. I think I don't necessarily need him on this team. I want to get, that wide receiver upside kind of is enticing. Trey Harris goes in the second round. A little bit of divisional correlation. Why not? Gives me one more out for QB later anyways. Hope Tyler's doing all right. If anyone hears from PPR, hope his power's back on. That sucks. If y'all didn't hear earlier, Tyler was here. His power went out. So hope you're doing good, my man. And yeah, appreciate y'all all for being here. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. I'm going to keep harping on it, but please like the stream. Sub to the channel if you want to draft best ball all summer. You know where to find it. We're going to be here drafting BBMs, doing it all, and having more guests on. It was so fun having, like I said earlier, the 4-hour draftathon stream on Friday night was a great time. Had a blast. Tons of guests. You know them, you love them. If you haven't, check out that stream. You might find some fun moments. You can jump around. You can watch the whole thing. But just I think it was probably the most interesting stream we've ever done on the channel. I'll leave it at that. There's a lot of interesting moments, a lot of good strategy, some really sharp takes, and then a bunch of just fun. We'll call it some fun. There was a moment we were drafting a puppy. We couldn't fill the eliminators. We're drafting puppies, and no one knew what was going on. We had 4 or 5 of us in there. Cody was in there. BBG had joined in, and he's like, "What are we drafting? A weekly winner?" Or it was no idea. I don't know. It was. I'll say less. It was a good time. Let me catch up with y'all. It's fun being on the corner and then not having to pick so aggressively, especially in a 20-second clock. But this is a 30-second clock, but still, like. Oh, and then, of course, the whole point of that was 500. So that was my 100 sub goal, was to have a mega draftathon, fun stream, invite on some of my favorite people in the space that I love drafting with and being in their chats as well, in their streams. The goal is to get to 500, which is a long way to go. I want to get there before or around the start of the NFL season would be incredible. So if you can help me with that, I would greatly appreciate it. And we're going to be here all summer, like I said, learning more about best ball, taking it to the next level, talking about our dynasty teams, talking about our redraft teams. It's all going to be going on here. Always push quarterback. I failed you, Al. I'm sorry. Hartman, you're banned. Son of a. Yep, I just looked at the score. I'm not surprised though. That's what you get. You learn to live with it in Houston. You get a lot of ups, a lot of downs. You can't win them all. You get a great run with the Astros. You got to pay a debt somewhere else. Usually it's the Texans. Often can be the Rockets as well. Yeah. So We're down bad. We're going to have to win this draft just to make me happy. We're going to have to hypothetically win this one. Yes, I was listening to a little bit of that when Tyler and you were drafting together. That was good stuff. Almost had an albatross today. Hit the pin. Was that today, or you're saying like in your whole life? Because if it's your whole life, I'm impressed, but no idea why that comes up. Maybe I'm just out of the loop. If that was today, nice. Keep at it. Yes, I did, Cody. I did one and done Burns. Let's do more on that after this pick coming up. Herbert goes. Could have been a nice little pick there with Herbert for me. Didn't work out. Golf is still there. Golf could be nice. I think Deal Main is going to take Golf though. So let's plan for what happens when I don't get Golf. It's going to be oh, Golf is there. Look at that. It could have been Jordan Love. And then I was saying I need to get more Tucker Kraft. I might just do that here as well. Oh no, Warren is there. I don't know why I'm burying Warren. Well, I do know why. He's on the Colts, but Hollywood, it's a bit early. I don't love these running backs. Round 10, I mean, it's technically round 10, 11 for Golf. It's still a bit early. I get a value on him. I got the stack, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'm starting to get a little bit more concerned about the running back situation. I did say I wanted to do more of a double anchor build, so let's just stick with it. But do I want Mims, Kraft, or Warren? Give me some Warren. How bad can it get? How bad can it get in Indy? And the truth is, it can get really bad in Indy. Let's hope that Anthony Richardson has a really good season, can pull it together. What do y'all think? Burns, yeah. Cody, so I did switch from Siwoo Kim to Sam Burns for my one and done per your recommendation. He ends up tied for 5th. Hell yeah. I think Spieth at tied 4th was somewhat of a common pick. So we're talking about the one and dones for the golf fantasy season long. It's a Pat Mayo one and done. Spieth was somewhat of a common pick just because he's playing in Dallas and he's from that area. No one had Van Rooyen. No one's using Scheffler in a one and done on the Byron Nelson. So essentially, I have the second best pick per your recommendation on the board. Appreciate that. Oh, no, it was today. If you're saying it was today, maybe I'll catch up. We'll see. Rice and Kelsey. Yeah. I've got Rice and Kelsey. Maybe I'm forgetting. I've got Rice and Kelsey. I do want a little bit of Tyler Warren, though. I think Tyler Warren and Kelsey together is a pretty nice combo. Didn't have to go Tyler Warren there. Could have gone running back, but I'm making more of a stand at running back with these two guys, Josh Jacobs and Mixon. If anything, I probably should have taken a wide receiver there over Warren, potentially. But also, I'm excited about Tyler Warren. Dude's good, goes in the first round. Let's see what he can do. Rookie tight end can always bust, but especially on the Colts, not going to be a lot high volume passing attack. I think I read that right. Yeah. Pacheco back to workhorse could be. Games. Hilarious. Yo, what up, Pat? How you doing, my man? What up? Happy Sunday. Man, I'm behind. I'm just looking at this. I am behind. Appreciate the shout on the Elim thread. And then, yeah, I've been working a little bit. We have a new fun segment on the channel. It's come together kind of on its own, but the question is he explosive? And then I'm framing it on Twitter, who am I? Talking about explosive players using the player profiler XPR stat. It's an explosive efficiency stat for all of the different skill positions and quarterbacks too. They're all ranked. So it's been fun. Last night on the stream, we did a ton of it. We looked up like 40, 50 players tonight when Tyler was still here. We probably looked up about 20. And yeah. Oh, that was also Pat. You had a great stream this morning with Billy. Billy hopped in here last night and drafted a BBM on here, and he had a nice little team. He of course went Drake May and Diggs. I think the Pounders are officially Drake May, Diggs, Slappies at this point, but yeah. And then y'all had a great show this morning. I loved hearing all the ADP movement and the draft capital and those kind of things. Very informative stuff. Always good to mix in some research, some hard data. Get us off our priors, move us off our picks, use some of the data to back up these picks. Super fun. Super fun. And everyone in here knows Pat, the Fantasy Dog Pound. If you're new to Best Ball, if you're in here and you're checking out Best Ball and you haven't checked out Pat's channel, click on it. Go check out the Fantasy Dog Pound. We're all in the Discord. Literally everyone in the chat's in the Discord. We'll see you there. Deal Mean says no golf. Oh, Deal Mean is in the room. What up, Deal Mean? I read that as Deal Main somehow, like low main. But I do recognize your name now. And appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a good draft. No golf. I'm so far behind. No golf. No idea what that means anymore. I am literally behind, and I'm about to make a next pick, so I'm going to get even further behind. I'm going to catch up, see what y'all are even talking about at this point. Tyler going down with the power outage was unfortunate, but that's where PPRTYLER is. I hope he's got his power back and can get his real life together. It's getting late on a Sunday. You just hate to see it. It's not fun. Having the power out sucks. Firsthand experience. Houston, power goes out. We have freezes. We have hurricanes. It's a bunch of bullshit. So you don't want to deal with all that. In an apartment complex, there's like nothing you can do either. You're just stranded. Let me check real quick with my stacks with the overlay. So Chiefs, I don't think so. Lions, there's nothing here, of course. Like we know that. After you take golf, there's nothing there. I'm going to grab Rachaad White. He's decent in the passing game. Nice little RB3. Might double tap with Algier. I'm done at QB. I'm probably done at tight end as well. So double tap at running back. Get Algier. He's going to keep rising. Otherwise, I don't want QJ. I'm going to bet that Trey Harris takes some of his work. Dowdle's not a bad idea. I'm going to go Garendo. It's not a click that I make all that often, but I'm intrigued by his profile, his pass catching explosiveness, his efficiency in that part of his game. He's probably the backup to McCaffrey straight up. I mean, who else do they got? Like, what do y'all think? I'm going to catch up with y'all now, see what's going on. Certified Rockets hater, but Joshua, what's going on, my man? Certified Rockets hater. Yeah, I'm down bad. Don't kick me while I'm down, brother. But appreciate you being here. What up? What up? FK says Daniel Jones. Yeah, and not Richardson. Amen. It's okay. Okay, you're back in my good graces, Joshua. I'm liking the way you're talking. Yeah, Amen is been a big break. You actually loved Van Royen. See, now I'm catching up to when I was saying earlier about the one and done with the golf with the Byron Nelson. Yeah, no one would use him. Dang, man, that's impressive. Then the New England slaps. Yeah, Homer, you're picking the Homer picks. Who are you? Me? Last season picking all Texans. That didn't work out for me. Maybe it'll work out for the Patriots. Maybe the Patriots on the come up. You're a sharp guy. I'm sure you've figured this out. I think what you were saying about Diggs all during the big board came true. So, Diggs is now flying up the board. Interesting. Yeah, FK, I know you're holding it down on the other side of the board. I've been looking at that out of the corner of my eye. You got to keep me informed. We'll check in at the end of the draft. Yeah. Salute to Deal Me In. Appreciate you being here. Where do you think Kyle Williams' ADP is at start of week 1? So, like, going into the season, I'm not the best one for this. I'm interested to see if Cody's still here, what he thinks. I'm not the best, most knowledgeable about Kyle Williams, but based on just what I know, trends, what's going on, there's 115 in this draft. He could pass Josh Downs, no doubt. I don't know that he passes Higgins or Harris. Right? Am I wrong about Kyle Williams? Wasn't he drafted in the 3rd at 305? Right, just confirming. He's never going to go ahead of Higgins and Trey Harris. So as long as their ADP is after Egbuka and Egbuka kind of in a similar around Burden. There's the tier, right? There's the golden Egbuka Burden tier of the round 1, and then Burden's round 2 guy. I could see him flipping with Higgins at some point. Maybe Trey Harris, worst case scenario. But yeah, long story short, Kyle Williams will not be a top 100 pick, in my opinion, just based on ADP. But he'll get close. He can get close for sure. Diggs has a setback. That changes everything. Yeah, a sharp drafter, big on Diggs. And +2 for a puppy. I mean, that was 5 minutes ago. I'm sure it filled. Seth, how you doing tonight, my man? Thanks for making it into the stream. If you're in here in the stream and you haven't hit the like, please hit the like. Do me a favor. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Going towards that 500 sub goal by the time the season starts. And we're going to be here all summer. We're going to be drafting. You're going to want to be in on it. No, multi-day power outage a year ago. Josh, are you in Houston too? Because that sounds like my life. We have multi-day power outages every single year, but you got to get a generator, gas powered, got to be prepared, run some cables into the house, get the refrigerator, freezer, keep them on the life support, get a box fan set up. It's tough. Hurricane season's around the corner. Be prepared. If you live in Houston, flooding, power outages, freezes. We live in the tropics. This is what you get for living in a tropical area. People don't realize Houston is very rainy. Maybe they do realize, but there's some drawbacks. Yeah. Still talking about the Kyle Williams. Well, I mean, I was too, but he's a riser. He's going to be heavily owned. Pick 68, 69 for this one. Done at quarterback, probably done at tight end. There's no Chiefs in this range. There's no real Lions left except for the rookie picks. It's just whatever I feel like taking here between running back and wide receiver. I don't like Wan'Dale that much. I don't know why I have him ranked so high, honestly. Eckler's interesting. Got a lot of Eckler pre-NFL draft. Might just do that. And then, so I'm pretty good at running back with those 5. I'm thinking I'm going to want some more receivers by now. It's been a while. I don't really want Wan'Dale, though. I'm not on this team. Take Wilson early. I don't like that pick either. I did it, committed to it. They didn't replace Wilson. Would that be a year 3 breakout or would it be a year 4 breakout? We've drafted Wilson for far too long. He's going cheap. I reached up and take him there. just more of a guy who has a role that's defined. So could be worse, and I didn't really need the can't do anything with Geno Smith or Cam Ward there. Didn't really need the other running back pick. So unless I took Richardson, and I don't really want Richardson on this team. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 2 QBs. 2.562 build. Looking like it's going to be a 2.682. I don't love it. I don't love Michael Wilson there. Hey, it's a $1 auction bid at the end of the day. That was super sharp. Billy on this morning, he brought up that point. It's something that I've preached for years that I love talking about, where the draft capital goes, the inflection point on draft capital and the draft capital curve and the rounds we're in. The difference between a round 15, 16, 17 pick, really nothing. $1 auction bid, so I can justify it, but I don't love the Michael Wilson pick. Uncorrelated, unstat, all that kind of stuff. My man. Yeah, 115 on Kyle Williams. Interesting. In Cali. Oh, no. Yeah, I've heard about the rolling blackouts. I got some family out there. I'll be going out there in a few months for a family reunion. And yeah, the rolling blackouts, that's not cool either. Ty, I think you're new to the chat. I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but I like the questions. I appreciate you being active in here, man. Why was Roshan the biggest riser over the past 3 days? What do you guys think? Maybe there's been some answers in here. Yeah, Nick Box got a good point. Maybe they didn't really draft anyone. They drafted right. It was Monungai, right? We looked this up last night. We had a Rutgers fan in here last night talking about Monungai. Wasn't that the one? Wasn't that the? And he was asking if we're going to draft Monungai in best ball, and I said probably not yet. It's the no additional competition. Seth's got the point. The Wandale ranking, I got to fix it. We'll fix it before the next draft, Hartman. But Hartman, I've been right before. DeAndre Swift, read him and weep. Drafting him a ton. Okay. Yeah, Jamal Williams comes in there. 40% Roshan. Okay, you're in on the Roshan. I like that. Roshan, I mean, I'm a fan of Roshan. He's a Longhorn. He was good enough as Bijan's backup at Texas. He gets drafted, goes to the Bears, does all right as a rookie, not too exciting, has a sophomore slump. Let's see what he can get into as in his third year. He can carve out a role behind Swift or take some of that workload. I don't know. I really don't know. There's a lot of Chubb rumors going around. Yeah. Jamal Williams. What a name. What a season he had for the Lions. Goes to the Saints. Goes to 0. You love to see Jameis Winston hooking him up with a touchdown, though. Love it. If you know that story. Jameis Winston, I think he was supposed to kneel the ball or whatever it was. He wasn't supposed to give a handoff to Jamal and Jamal Williams, of course, who has a great Twitter account and really funny guy. Gets in the touchdown for the Saints. Bad situation. FK goes, Gino, a nice little follower on that. Did you get Bowers? You did. Did you get Besh? No, but that's okay. Bowers is all that matters there. Well, I mean, Besh is fine. 92, 93. This is the range where I probably want one more running back, 2 more wide receivers. I could do Slayton. It's fine. It's not great. Yosha Voss could be interesting. with Jamar Chase, just team stack. Tesla's going to be there. I know y'all are bringing it up. I might do that one too. The thing I noticed was the Chiefs. We had Royals go. Smith will be there later, but I could take him here too. I told you guys I wouldn't be drafting Tesla earlier, but now I'm doing it. And then I'm going to go Rashad Smith. Because I don't know where else I need to go at running back the rest of this draft. I'm going to end up taking a swing on a rookie just the way that it's falling out and going so late. Might as well be a guy who's correlated with my QB1, right? Might as well. So let's take a look at this team real quick. One more pick to make from the 101. It's a 30-second puppy. I have a 2-6-7-2 build. Mahomes and Goff. Slight reach on Mahomes, but I brought Rashee Rice up to the 3-1 instead of taking T. Higgins to get different with Jamar Chase. A little bit different. Didn't take Burrow, took Mixon instead. Josh Jacobs, Rachaad White, Isaac Guerrero, Eckler, and Rashad Smith. So after going Jacobs and Mixon for my kind of double anchor, I take a backup / passing specialist in White and Guerrero and Eckler, and then Rashad Smith, rookie upside. Let's see what happens. Not as, I will say, I mean, anytime you have Jamar Chase, your wide receiver room should be stacked already. An advantage there. At the same time, the wide receiver room in the other draft before this one was looking pretty good. Previously, we had CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, and DK Metcalf. Pretty deep for the first four. That was from the middle of the board. This one is Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice, Jameson Williams, George Pickens. I mean, this is also nice. Not bad. Trey Harris, Michael Wilson. That's probably the worst pick on this team, but it's fine. Yoshivas, Moore, Bengals, Kelsey stacked, got Warren for the rookie upside. Let's show y'all the board. One more pick to go. It's going to come back around quick. I'm going to let my dog out of the room. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. What are we saying? I have no clue. I'm kind of out on Dobbins. I think it was a situational career year being on the Chargers. So I don't know about Dobbins. I don't know. What do y'all think? Hames probably has a good idea about that. FK took Kraft over Besh. Ooh, yeah. That's what you were saying earlier. Yeah, I did catch that. And then he took all his players to make yourself feel better. That's what the best ball community is all about. Revenge sniping. Love to see it. Okay. Interesting. I think I will look into it. We'll pull up the stats, bookmark it. Well, let's just do it now. Let's just do it right now. Who's more explosive? J.K. Dobbins last season or Jordan Mason? And I know the answer because I know how good Jordan Mason is. Oh, I would assume Dobbins was not good, but Dobbins is quite good as a running back. Didn't do much in the passing game per touch wise. 27 explosive plays, 13 games, 195 attempts. Okay, I'm actually surprised. Dobbins looks really good, his profile. You know, he's had the injuries, but he really came back last year. So I eat my words. I think Dobbins is intriguing. Mason's a little bit better, and they're both still good, but Mason's a little bit better. Overall, 24 plays to 27. So slightly more explosive plays, but 13 games played, 195 attempts compared to 12 and 153. That's where the efficiency comes in, I'm guessing. So yeah, Dobbins. Okay, maybe we need to be drafting Dobbins. I think I've been fading him too hard. He could still land anywhere. He goes pick 174 here. Mental note: take more Dobbins while he's cheap. Yeah, I'm not the first one to say that, but I'm just coming around to it. That's a great comp. That's a great comp, Seth. Spot on. You nailed that one. Sharp. Are you talking about Marshawn Lloyd again? You guys are Marshawn Lloyd slappies. Yeah, Who Hames. You already know it's my Mitchell and Ness Rockets snapback. I've had this hat for like way too long. But yeah, rest in peace to the season. The Rockets go down in flames. What do you expect? Golden State Warriors. Yeah, get run over. Boo. Yeah, good thing Tyler blocked out and had to leave the stream with his power outage before the Rockets lost, because he was going to talk some mad shit about it would have been his Timberwolves versus the Rockets if they made it through. What do you guys think? Tesla with the last pick? Why not, right? Tesla with the last pick, get the stack. Otherwise, it's going to happen, but otherwise it's not Kareem Hunt. There's no one else there. I kind of like Troy Franklin. Obviously, AD Mitchell. Obviously, that one. Nice. We're going to review all y'all's teams. We'll do it real quick. We'll jump into team reviews. And I see a familiar face in the chat. What up, Meg? How you doing? How's your Sunday night going? Hope you've had a great weekend. Yes, related to Dobbins, right? We're talking about Dobbins. Yes, we're all talking about Dobbins. Based on what I just saw on his profile, he could land anywhere, and running backs are very landing spot dependent, but I want to get some Dobbins before he lands. I don't know when that's going to be. We're starting to hear rumors about maybe Chubb, maybe y'all are hearing rumors about Dobbins too. I haven't heard much. I haven't seen much. So that gets me thinking. I don't know if Dobbins is going to land somewhere before the schedule releases, but if he's still available and the schedule releases, we get back into best ball manias and Dobbins is unsigned, then I really want some. I've seen Dobbins go in the last round, second to last round, like crazy stuff. What up, Albug? Oh, yes. Okay, if you weren't here in the beginning when Tyler first hopped on, we answered this one. I'm happy to answer it for y'all. If you're following me on Twitter at FFB Garage, link in the description. We've gotten it now, like just out of nowhere. We've started to talk about the player profiler XPX metric on the stream, which is what I just pulled up for Jordan Mason. EPX, excuse me. EPX. I said XPX. Explosive rating. There's a per touch. So if you see EPX, just know it's per touch or per play. It's unique to the position. So this is Jordan Mason. He's a running back. It's his rushing EPX among running backs. So his explosive play efficiency, Jordan Mason was number 4. 100 is calibrated to league average. He's 120, so he's well above. He's number 4 ranked. Receiving for running backs, he's below average. Below 100, he's at 95, number 23. Not as good in the receiving game, but not terrible, right? And then explosive, and then so EPX is the combo of these three, or I believe it's I don't know actually. Is it the same number there? It looks slightly different. We'll just, explosive plays, 24 explosive plays, 19th in total explosive plays while only playing 12 games. So that's 2 explosive plays per game. That's actually a ton. That's really high. And so the answer to Albug's question, and I hope I wasn't covering hope I wasn't covering all that explanation with the chat log up because I didn't even realize that was up. But the most explosive wide receiver is none other than AJ Brown. He's the most, and are you surprised? Are you surprised? Yeah, he had a down year. He was injured, but in 13 games, he put up incredible numbers, had a ton of explosive plays. So more than one explosive play at receiving position per game, missing a bunch of games. But in terms of, so that's in total. In terms of per play, he was number one among receivers. 133 is his score. The most explosive wide receiver in 2024, AJ Brown. You're going to want to draft him in best ball. I think this is a metric that we should be considering thinking about best ball players because explosive plays, big plays, that's hitting your lineup. We don't want the Khalil Shakirs, and let's check him out just so to confirm our bias that he's not explosive. If he is, I'll eat my words because we're all about adjusting and changing. No, we knew this one. Logically, we all knew it. He only had 8 explosive plays. He played 15 games. That's less than 1 a game. 97, less than 100, not very explosive. He is a compiler. He is a PPR scam. Khalil Shakir is not good for best ball. Fade. Draft. Maybe Keon Coleman. They didn't replace Keon Coleman. Maybe draft Palmer. Kincaid is going to be ranked among the tight ends, not the receivers. He also doesn't have really the volume to hit their ranking, but he's just below average. Didn't have very many explosive plays. So Kincaid might not be the answer either, although I will say at tight end, sometimes it takes longer to get up to speed. So that was the long way of getting to the answer on the EPX, but I'm pretty pumped about it. It just has kind of come together over the last few days. The last 2 streams, we've looked up 70 plus players and how explosive they are. So it's a little fun thing we'll keep doing. Next stream, we'll have even more. I'll cook something up on Twitter and we'll share it and then we'll talk about it. It's fun. It's fun. Appreciate that, Al Bug. Ooh, Dobbins of the Cowboys would be wheels up. He's going pick 100 or better. Dobbins does Dallas. Yeah. That would be amazing. James is in here. James was in this draft too. We're going to have to review a lot of teams. Huron River Rat. Who earns more money this NFL season, J.K. Dobbins or the Week 1 Battle Royale winner? Also a great stat. And you'd hope Dobbins, but maybe not. Who Hames has him ranked as KC, Cowboys, Bears, Miami? I don't know how good KC would be. Can they run the ball effectively? Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I think the Cowboys the Cowboys O-line kind of sucks now, but Bears, it's at least competitive with Swift, which would be crazy because Swift and Dobbins went in the same NFL draft. Like we're rookies together, right? Swift out of Georgia, Dobbins out of Ohio State. So that'd be like a weird reunion. Miami, I don't know. They got Madison for like their veteran depth. I just don't know. Dobbins does Dallas. You guys are too. I don't know. I'm just getting late. I'm starting to get the brain fog. That's just funny. You guys are too much. Christian says if he gets 2 years, $8 million, which I don't think he can get that. But if he gets 2 years, $8 million with the Chiefs, he goes in the 10th round. I think he'd go higher than that. I don't think he gets paid that though. Yeah, AJ Brown is the man, believe it or not. When AJ Brown basically said he cares about his stats after winning Super Bowl and moved him up in my rankings, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Elijah Moore is the answer. Yeah, I mean that's facetious, just being funny. Duke Kittle, he's off the charts. Yeah, we did Kittle last night, remember? Remember we did Kittle, or maybe that was just me doing my own research today earlier, but I thought we did Kittle on the stream last night. I'm super in on Kittle. He's we all know he's an elite tight end. Look, number 1 explosive tight end. He's ranked 149. It's relative to the other tight ends, so it doesn't quite mean the same thing compared to AJ Brown. 19 explosive plays. That's more than 1 per game. You're going to want Kittle in best ball. Trust me. And if this doesn't freak you out a little bit, when we compare him to McBride, look what we're dealing with here. Look what we're dealing with McBride. He's volume dependent. 16 games, less than 1 explosive play per game, practically every other game, right at league average for tight ends on explosive plays. We've got a compiler. We've got a PPR scam, a guy who's got 6 career touchdowns. How many touchdowns did Kittle have last season? The answer is 8. Guys, what are we doing? Why are we taking McBride so high? And I'm adjusting to like my priors too. I've been drafting a ton of McBride. What are we doing? What if McBride is a league average tight end and he doesn't get the volume because Marvin Harrison starts to take some away from him? Kyler Murray is just not that good. I don't know. Let's look up Kyler Murray too. But we're going to fade Kittle when they got rid of Debo, when Ayuk is injured, when Pearsall is fake good. Hate to say it. I know some of y'all like Pearsall in here, but we'll pull him up too. We're looking at Kyler passing. He's not very explosive. He is on the rushing side. That's probably like his floor. 65 is actually a pretty high number for explosive plays. A lot of that comes from his rushing upside. Good for fantasy, maybe not good for passing and for his receivers. Going to jump ahead to Pearsall because I was pretty much hating on him, but I think we're using the end of the season and the fact that he hit during the fantasy playoffs is skewing our memory. Can Pearsall be good? Sure. He's got some draft capital. He's already old for a sophomore. Bruh. 6 explosive plays in 11 games, less than 1 per game, 92, way under. Of course, he's coming back from injuries, the gunshot wound. Let's cut him a break. But at the same time, he's got less air yards than receiving yards. Honestly, not that efficient at catching his targets. Yards per reception is whatever, fine. 3 touchdowns. It's Kittle. It's a fade on Pearsall unless you think he takes a big step forward. Maybe he does. I guess we're a slight fade on Juwan Jennings. A slight fade for injury reasons on Ayuk. It's in terms of the target pecking order, Kittle, McCaffrey, in no particular order, but then Juwan Jennings, and then in particular order, Pearsall maybe is 4th until Ayuk comes back, and then he's 5th. What are we doing taking Pearsall? And I'm not calling him out in particular because I'm drafting Pearsall too. I've been fading him slightly, but no hate on Nick Bach. I think he took Pearsall in this one at no, not in this one. So yeah, but we all take Pearsall, right? A little bit too high. In this one, he went. I can't find him. No. Deal me in. No hate. Deal me in. He took Pearsall at 71. He's the 4th or 5th target on his team. I don't know if he can justify that price tag. I think we're a little bit excited that he hit in the fantasy playoffs. Do you want Pearsall or do you want Egbuka, who got better draft capital, was better in college, higher caliber team, Ohio State, already proved that he could command targets against Marvin Harrison Jr., Ryan Williams. I'm kind of getting brain fog because it's so late, but all the other Ohio State wide receivers that he played with. Egbuka has got to be a better bet than Ricky Pearsall. We got to start drafting like it. Steph Diggs has got to be a better bet than Ricky Pearsall. But I'll get off that. The hate has gone too far. Yeah, Kittle's the man. Love that you got me on that, Hartman, that little rant about off Kittle. But I'm starting to think more about it, and we got to be in on Kittle. He's sexy, and he's gonna at least score a touchdown. McBride will still get the volume just because Marvin Harrison Jr. and McBride is all they have still. Yeah. James Conner's there. They like James Conner. They're going to run the ball a bunch. Is Kyler enough to support, on the touchdown upside and stuff? So I don't know. I like players that get high volume, but even more so, I like players that are extremely efficient with the opportunity to increase their volume, right? You have the volume piece, but then you have the efficiency piece with the opportunity to get more volume. You're going to outproduce the guys who are just living off of volume. Think about Evan Ingram in 2023 when he hit 140 targets, 111 receptions, didn't crack 1,000 yards, he had 4 touchdowns, I think. We can look it up exactly, but compiler, PPR scam, not efficient, not a guy you want, not a guy that if he gets more volume, he'll do much more with it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for McBride. I'm slightly starting to turn on McBride, but maybe it'd be a slight fade, maybe a 6%. Okay, there's some facts. So I don't know if I realized that. That's interesting. I'm just thinking back to like what other free agents or players are getting paid. Yeah, late tight end feels nice. Elite also feels nice. Who's been saying it? Who's been saying it on stream? BBG's been saying, can you name a badly priced tight end? I think BBG's been saying it. Y'all let me know. Y'all would know too. And I think he's right. Yeah, Kittle is just it is where he is. Ayuk over Pearsall. I would too if he's healthy. And then Egbuka has to fall too. All Buck wide receivers room is crowded. I disagree because Egbuka's good at football. Godwin is coming back from a pretty bad ankle injury. Let's hope he's back quickly, but he could miss time. He could be not the same. He could be slow to start. He's 30, coming back from an injury. Egbuka landing in Tampa Bay, it's one of the best landing spots when you really think about it. Egbuka was the best run blocking wide receiver in his entire class. He's going to a team that loves to run the ball, loves run blocking receivers. Think of Chris Godwin, you think of run blocking. He's also elite at it. Egbuka is going to fit in. He can play in the slot. He can play out wide. They can move him around the formation. Baker Mayfield's been on a heater, tons of passing touchdowns. Their team is doing well. I think it's an ideal landing spot for Egbuka. And maybe not, maybe it isn't the nuts in year one, but, and also obviously in best ball, we care about year one, but I think it could be really good sooner than later. I will say that. Also, we had a tweet from, I'll just say it was Ian Hartitz, give him some credit. I don't know if it was him. Somebody on Twitter screenshotted, like, what was it, week 12 or 14 of who the Bucks were trotting out at wide receiver. It was Sterling Shepard. It was Trey Palmer. It was a bunch of no names. The Bucks had so many injuries throughout the season at wide receiver. They were literally starting practice squad guys at one point. So they need the depth. Egbuka is going to get snaps. He's going to play. They can do 11, they can run 11 formation, yada, yada, yada. So let's get in on Egbuka. He's good. He's really, really good. I disagree. But Burden, maybe. But it's pretty damning on Odunze that they go back and take Burden in the second round. Are they out on Odunze? Are they souring on DJ Moore and his kind of attitude? Interesting stuff. Appreciate that. No, y'all have good points too. This is great. I love the back and forth. Y'all are very sharp. So you're making, iron sharpens iron. We're getting these things figured out. Egbuka is not explosive. I'm going to have to test that out some way. We don't have the data in Player Profiler. It's only for 2024 active players, not the rookies, but we have to test that out. We'd have to figure out a way to look at the data on that one, Hartman, because I don't know for sure. I just don't know. And maybe we can, let me pull up in there's one quick way we can kind of start to test that hypothesis. Is Egbuka explosive? I apologize for the bright white. I don't know how to do dark mode on Sports Reference. I don't know if there's a way, but if we look at his game logs, I mean, he's played a full career, so we're not getting a great sample just looking at 2024, but it's a place to start. Actually, no, we need to be looking on ESPN for this. But when you see his yards per reception, I mean, that gives you an example of an explosive week. More. You're right, a little bit more compiling than explosiveness just at first glance. Let me pull open ESPN. It took me way too long to do. My typing's off right now. And y'all can see that, right? Yeah, y'all can see that. Sorry it's so bright. Let's go to the game logs. Oh, this is the Bucks version. Come on, ESPN. Dangerous pulling up Google search with y'all. Never know what you're gonna find, what kind of ads you're gonna get. It's the Bucks again. What's going on? Let me try that again real quick. We're gonna try to figure this one out together. I swear it said college stats when I clicked it. It does. ESPN has a broken link. It's throwing it to his NFL page. I have to click through. Maybe this is going to be tougher than I thought. Okay, I figured it out. They have a messed up link though. Not my fault. It did it again. It did it in real time too. And then it's showing its longest. So what I'm looking for is his longest play is an indication. So above 20 yards is an explosive catch. We don't get to see how many he had, but 6 catches, we'll get a quick indication. We can count them up. One there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He played 16 games as it was. Was it 16 games to win? This is like such a ESPN site has gone, and it's not gotten any better. It's so hard to navigate. Like they could do so much better. Look how much space there is here between their stats. Come on, figure it out, guys. ESPN fell off hard the last 10 years, even before then. I should go back to Sports Reference on how many games they played. It's just way cleaner. 16 games. I mean, I already knew the answer. And how many explosive games we counted? It was like 8, and then we're undercounting a little bit. So I don't know. I think the jury's still out. We got to get in some advanced metrics. Look, maybe we can look. No, I don't think. I'm not sure. Let's go back to player profiler. Egbuka, is he explosive? Can we get any info here? I don't think they have the info, right, until they make it to the NFL. Unfortunately, I don't know what the answer is, but I think we'd be surprised because it's really hard to know these things just from intuition. Pat Bryant, best run blocking, I believe, could be true. Could we can look more into that too. I think could be right, James. I thought I saw Egbuka was the best on The Athletic, on the article they wrote up about. They had an article, the 10 best team fits from the NFL draft across all positions, including defense, whatever, any round drafted. Egbuka was on that list. And I think that's where I saw the run blocking thing, but I easily could be misquoted. And we're just firing at the hip here. But Colston Loveland was also in that article. Great team fit with the Bears. We got to be drafting a lot of Colston Loveland. So Egbuka could have 4th or 5th highest target share on his team. There's no way. At worst, he's 3. at the very worst. Mike Evans is 1. A healthy Godwin is probably 2, right? Obviously, but he might not be healthy to start. And then how's he going to play coming back? It's a question mark. It's definitely not Otton. And it's definitely not Rachaad White. It's not Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving's not that good in the passing game. We can look into it more. Rachaad White's going to be still hang around as the passing down back, I believe. I wish Bucky could be like the full workhorse and do it all. I think he's better at running the ball, not as good at receiving, catching the ball. And I think Rachaad White still beats him out in that regard. And Rachaad White's faster and bigger than Bucky. So he's going to have a role. So at worst, Coolers, I think he's 3rd, but it's up. I mean, you could be right. We'll find out and we can learn more. Yeah, no, 100%. You're right. So this, we're figuring it out, putting the puzzle pieces together. Egbuka is definitely a good dynasty pick. Take him ahead of the running backs. Take Egbuka ahead of Harvey. Take him ahead of Caleb Johnson. He's going to be good. Yeah, I was Hartman. I just caught that. Yeah, you're right. I was messing up. I'm still so far behind with y'all. He is so explosive, he nuked the link. Somehow I missed that reference. Nuked the link. Oh, okay, yeah, because the link wasn't working. Yeah, so KO, I have these stats, and I can throw it on screen too, but maybe I'll just call it out. It's not definitive. It's not the end-all, be-all, but I trust Mike Clay at ESPN. He came out right after the NFL draft, like 24 hours later, and he put this together. It's his offense and defense rankings by group. So QB, RB, wide receiver room, tight end, O-line, D-line, edge, linebacker, cornerback, safety. He ranks them all 1 to 10. He does composite rankings. He tweeted it out. It's easy to find, but Mike Clay, it's just a grid. It's a spreadsheet. He's got all the teams. In the Bears, if I look them up, it takes me a while to find these names. Okay, there it is. Chicago Bears. He gives the QB room a 5. Running back room a 5 out of 10. So that's not good. Average is like 6, 7. Wide receivers are an 8, which, they have been drafting wide receivers with high draft capital last two drafts. So that's right. Tight end is an 8. So we're giving a lot of credit to Colston Loveland. The O-line is a 9. 9 out of 10 O-line. So ball. You definitely know ball. KO. The Bears are going to have a good offensive line. Caleb should be better than he was. Yeah, ESPN was never good. It's just the most popular. I would agree. It's sad, but it's true. We all used to. I'm sure we all grew up on ESPN and loved it at some point, but it's just not there for the stats anymore, or it ever was. Yeah, Rachaad White and Bucky both got like 47 receptions last year. Let's look into that again. I know you're right because you got your data open too. Who Hames? Mine's loading slow, but let's get it up here. 47 receptions, like you said, but he didn't do much with it. 47 receptions and only 400 yards is not incredible. Could be worse, I suppose. Not a lot of explosive pass catching from him. A lot of explosive runs, though. That's why we love Bucky. And then Rachaad White. So I guess what you're saying is the running backs take a lot of the targets, kind of going back to defending. Is Egbuka the number 3 in the pecking order for target share? I would still think he is. But, of course, Rachaad White had 51 receptions. He's had consistently high receptions. They're dumping it off a lot to the running backs, more so last year than ever. That was a function, though, of the injuries to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. If they would have had a healthy wide receiver room, there's no way they're dumping the ball off that much. They had Sterling Shepard starting games for them, catching balls and not catching balls. Literally, he can't catch. He's washed. Rachaad White still gets some of the work. Not super efficient at running, but decent at receiving and pretty bad overall. Maybe we should fade Rachaad White a little bit more. He's kind of a volume-based guy. Bucky could definitely take over. So I kind of eat my words there. I think Bucky could take over. I've been back and forth because I'm drafting Rachaad White. Maybe he keeps his role. They don't get rid of him. He's fast. He's big. Bucky's a lot smaller, right? 6 foot 214 versus 5'9", 192. Not that it matters so much. He's also not super fast. He's fast enough. If we looked up on our sports reference, I thought we could switch back to football easily. Let me just go. This is stupid. This is a bad idea. Let me pull it over here before I do that. Let me just go back to the team level stats for the Tampa Bay Bucks. So I'll do Chris Godwin stats, and then let's get into. We've gotten super sidetracked, but this is really fun. I love doing this late night research with you all and just getting into our player takes and hypothesis testing, doing it all here. I'm going to go to the Bucks, go to their game log. I do this so often, but every time I look at this, it's like, what am I looking at? What am I looking for? That's frozen. That's weird. I don't know if y'all are seeing that. If I'm just refreshing for no reason, I can't get page. Re-update it. One sec. It freaked out. I'll do Mike Evans this time. Maybe that'll work. No idea what's going on. Mike Evans stats. Pro Football Reference. Come on now. Okay. This is what I was looking for right here. Tampa Bay. Pop up. Dude, where's the team stats? Now I'm just seeing the game logs. What's going on? It's just late. I'm having trouble controlling this late. That's the problem. We want to look at. We don't want the game logs. We want the stats. Rushing and receiving. Regular season. This is Mike Evans. We want the team. It's the Bucks. We go here. Team stats and rankings. What's going on? It's showing us the games. We want the regular season with the player rushing and receiving. Okay, I found it. I don't know what's going on. I mean, honestly, we'd want like the game logs to see what games the players were starting, but receptions. K. Dotton, not necessarily great. Maybe a function of Godwin being hurt. Obviously, McMillan's there. I think that's the part we've been ignoring, but maybe he's not actually good. Igbuka's much better. It was Sterling Shepard, Trey Palmer, other guys. The McMillan piece, okay, that's the piece I was just ignoring for a minute, but Igbuka's better than McMillan. That's what we have to accept, I think. Probably true. So I see it. The argument could go both ways. +4 for a 20-second schnauzer. Full. Yeah, sorry. I'm going off on a tirade and then missed it. My bad. Appreciate you jumping back in here, Pat, and giving us an update, giving the boys a chance to draft another one. Most likely to the third, but I'm learning things too, kind of confirming the priors, what's going on. I was missing the point that McMillan's still there, but let's just say obviously Igbuka's better. It's interesting. Gotcha. Hartman, I'm reading your comment. It's interesting. We'll have to do more. We'll have to do more testing on Igbuka and what we can learn. Yeah, Kayo says the Bears are set up. They got destroyed last season. Totally agree. We need the Bears to take a step forward. Caleb to take a step forward. Yeah, Mike Clay's sharp. I would agree. I was catching up on the comments from KO Kingdom. Ben Johnson scheming the offense now for the Bears. Do I looking at the RAS scores? Kind of around the draft time, but I think they're essentially
They're fine. They're fine. I look at RAS scores on Twitter. I don't think about them too much after the draft. Yeah, gotta keep them hungry. The boys are hungry. Currently drafting, constantly drafting, late in the night. Let's do some team reviews. Y'all are still here. A bunch of y'all are in this draft. I promised it a long time ago. Let's check it out. I think I already recapped my team, but if y'all remember, Mahomes, Goff, Jacobs, and Mixon, and then took Rashad White, who we might be back out on again. Maybe I need to stop taking so much White, lean back into Bucky. And then the Jamar Chase, Rashee Rice build, Jameson Williams, fun. Pickens is fun. Yeah, we reviewed this. We looked at that one. Let's jump into Deal Me In, who joined us for this draft. What'd you do? Deal Me In. Hurts, Prescott. He did get Bucky. He got the Pacheco, Javonte with Prescott, Shipley with Hurts, Algier, Etienne. The running back room, best case scenario, Pacheco and Irving are workhorses, or Pacheco's at least. He's like their, I forget the exact phrase, what you call him, but he's getting the work. He's their early down back. He's goal line guy. Whatever, maybe he gets it and he comes back healthy. I think is a good enough running back room. Your receivers must be stacked. Let's see them. Lamb, McLaurin, Smith, double. So you have the 2 stacks. Of course, got Igbuka, team correlation with Bucky. Higgins, Jalen Lane. I like that pick. It's unique. It's different. I'm hearing good things. I follow some Commanders people and fans, I guess at least, beat writers too on Twitter. I'm hearing a slow but steady drumbeat for Jalen Lane. Let's see where that goes. So you're onto something there. Maybe you're in DC yourself. Goddard stacked. Mason Taylor, love it. I might have clicked him too. You got him at 167. I think it's a good pick. Freiermuth. I don't know a ton about that pick. I don't know enough to make a comment on that one. Have to learn more. It's pretty deep. 4th round pick for a secondary player. Nick Bach was in here earlier. Shout out. Appreciate you being here. Hyper fragile. Let's look at this. It's interesting. I did notice what he was kind of doing during the draft. He was close to me, so keeping an eye on that. 3-4-9-2 build. I mean, Deal Me In was too. These both guys were right next to me. Bo Nix, Purdy, Penix. I do like this QB room. It's strong enough. You got 3 guys. Bo Nix could be good. Again, Purdy we know can be really good for fantasy. Penix, we'll see where that goes. Huhame's giving the Luke McCaffrey reference. Yeah, rest in peace, Luke McCaffrey, to all of our fantasy shares last season. That was one of the worst picks on the board. At least he was going late. I'll say that. Barkley, Kamara, James Conner, Ray Davis. I like that. That is a hyper fragile build. These 3 can get it done. Ray Davis, why not? I like that. I like that a lot. Tyreek, Higgins. Nice little value on Higgins. Sutton and Mims. Mooney stacked. It gets the Pierce, the Douglas pick, Wicks pick, McLeod. Why not with Penix? Kittle stacked. You like to see that, and then Kincaid. There's a nice little squad there. Plenty of correlation to go around for the wide receivers. Some firepower up front. Some good depth. I agree with going 2 on the tight ends, and the hyper fragile on the running back is very interesting. That could get it done. That could be a nice one. I mean, we all said it. I forget if it was Hartman being nice for a second or who it was, but there could be a winner in this room. It's probably Huhames that said it. Just a nicer guy than Hartman. I'm fucking with you. Jason in this room too. 2772, Lamar Jackson, JJ McCarthy. Where do you go with that? Aaron Jones with McCarthy is nice. JT, of course. Tootin's fun. Allen, I'm not so in on, but people like him. Giddens, I like him. Lloyd, Slappy. A lot of Lloyd Slappies in the chat, but I think it works on this one. Justice Hill is a nice pick. I would have taken Justice Hill. in the previous draft with Lamar. So I like what you did there with Lamar and Justice Hill. I think it's a good combo. Jefferson and Zay Flowers, you did it. This is nice. Jefferson and Zay Flowers together with Lamar and McCarthy is fun. Metcalf's a great piece. Golden, I'm a fan. Knoll could be good. Tolbert, definitely good. Don't be afraid to get him ahead of ADP. He's going to be going up there soon. Ty Felton for good measure. Why not? Hawkinson, the triple stack. And Mark Andrews, the double stack. This one's, then you can throw in Jones and Hill. Pretty heavy on those two teams, but I like this. I think that's a good team. Jason. Let's see what else we got. FK's in here. I think there's the last one to review. And then let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, yeah. Or I'm saying Jason. My bad. I meant James Young. I see here on River Rat. James Young. I'll get it right. I don't know why I was saying Jason. I think because Jason was in here earlier. Okay. I now promise to never say slow and steady drum beat ever again in the channel. If I do, remind me, because y'all hate that. Y'all hate that phrase. Hilarious. Ooh, Isaac. Appreciate you jumping into the channel, Isaac. Let's see what we got for you. We'll come back to FK's team real quick. Let's pop over at the board, look at the third round together, and give him a good answer. Isaac is liking Marvin Harrison Jr. or Scary Terry. I can't argue with those. I think Rashee Rice is the best pick in the third round right now. He's going to be going in the second round. All other things considered, if he's getting the healthy, good news. If T makes it to the third round, I think it's still a good pick. I'm slightly less in on Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. just comparatively. Did McLaurin hit his ceiling last year? Is that enough? Does that do it for you? How much does JSN have to keep ascending? Is Sam Darnold going to hold him back? So maybe Devontae Adams has always been the man. I think Devontae Adams is a great pick in the third round. So a little fall for Marvin Harrison here. And then, yeah, sorry, FK, to spoil it for you. I think you might have heard me fudding Xavier Worthy earlier, although I love my Longhorns. I think Xavier Worthy is the worst receiver pick in the third round currently. But what do I know? Let's hope he's good. I hope he's good too. But I think Worthy's going to be hard for him to justify that price. He's probably going to be third on his own team in targets if that's the argument we're going to make. Rashee Rice gets more targets. Kelsey's still there. I think we brought it up earlier. Is it? I actually asked Tyler this before his power went out. We'll have to check out on Tyler tomorrow, see if he had to, who knows, do what. But at least he's in Minneapolis where it's cool outside when the power's out. It's not too bad. But yeah, I asked Tyler in the beginning of the stream, Xavier Worthy or Travis Kelsey straight up, who has more fantasy points next season. We all kind of think it's Xavier Worthy, but would you be surprised if it was Kelsey and then the price discrepancy of the two? So the answer, Isaac, my favorite, I would probably say Devontae Adams or Rashee Rice feel like steals in the third round. Yeah, Hartman, you already know. I made that comment 5 minutes ago. FK likes Terry. Yeah, who Hames? We got him. Piling onto his pain. Yeah, it's hard to be mean to Hartman when he's got such a cute dog in his profile pic on YouTube. KO wants to know, and sorry, I'm just catching up. Pick any one team for a fantasy draft. Which team are you taking? I'm taking the Lions. No doubt. No argument. It's the Lions. It's the Ravens. End of discussion. Maybe the Eagles. I'd go Ravens, though. I would go Ravens. Nice guy. Bad guys. Yeah, no, we'll review it, though. We'll review it. I did lose my track. Let me do it from this point of view. I'm going to do it from this point of view. I don't know if y'all could see it. I'll zoom in just a bit. We'll focus on this one team. Oh, sorry. Oh, yep. I was on the wrong window. I don't know if that's better or worse. That's worse. Okay, we're not going to do it from this window. But I know I want to because I want to see where you got sniped. You get Nico and Brock. You're building a winner. Xavier Worthy, I'll hold my tongue. T-Mac, love it. Waddle, why not? Joe Burrow does go 60. That was interesting. Chase Brown stacked up. Don't hate it, though. Don't hate it. Travion, love it. Jaden Reed, I don't know. I think he's explosive at least. Caleb Johnson, Jordan Mason, I like those. Zach Charbonnet, yeah, I'm fine with Zach Charbonnet. But you've taken a lot of running backs in a row there. I mean, you were stacked at wide receiver. I get what you're doing now. Okay, I see it. I see it coming together. The Tucker Craft for the Jordan Love is what you wanted, but you got Stroud with Nico. So I don't know what your problem was. You would have taken Stroud over Jordan Love, right? Unless you're just saying because the Jaden Reed. No, you got your Nico stack. This is good. This is still good. Comes back around, you get dubs. And so you're making him pay. Yeah, you're sticking it to him. Took Tua, which goes with Waddle. I don't hate that. Gino with Bowers. What are you talking about, Coolers? This is a good team. It's kind of silly at the end with Westbrook-Akine, but I've taken him too. I've gotten screwed before. Must have been pre-draft with Tua, where I have like for some reason a super late ADP falling value on Tua, and then I backstack him with none other than like Westbrook-Akine. So I've been there. I like your team. I don't know what you're talking about. I like it. Yeah, James Young. Shout out. Best $5 you spent all weekend? What were you up to this weekend? Deal me in. I've been sniped by FK many times. Yeah, deal me in. I have seen you in the streets. It's all coming back. Appreciate you being here. Still drafting. Nice. We've been chatting for like the last 45 minutes actually, Green Bean. The drafts are not flowing, but the player takes are. It's been a player take ass stream, but I love it. You are killing me. Yes. Okay. Jeff has a good point. Is Kelsey going to be washed truly? And I appreciate you being here, Jeff. If you're new to the channel, consider throwing a sub. We're going to be drafting best ball all summer long. Got a lot of fun guys in the chat. Would love for you to be here, be a part of it. I'm going towards a 500 sub goal. So let's dive into this. One of the kicks we've been on lately is looking at explosiveness per play. So this is going to be Kelsey's profile. It's ranked against the other tight ends. But the cool thing about Kelsey is he's explosive as fuck. Like the dude is still balling, regardless of the fact that we're tired of his commercials, we're tired of his personal life, and the whole, all that drama. The big legacy media is out to make us hate Travis Kelce when he's actually just a baller who got in trouble in college for smoking a little doobie. And can you blame the guy? But 103, he's above average compared to the other tight ends. He's number 4 overall for explosive efficiency, 10 explosive plays. That's the 3rd best for tight ends. Shit ton of targets, decent receptions. The yards have gone downhill, obviously. Yards per reception gone downhill. Air yards down. Mahomes was sucking at throwing it deep. Touchdowns have gone down. Here's what I would say from a pure fantasy points scoring outlook. He could have easily more touchdowns, I think. The receptions might continue to stick where they are, go down a bit. His efficiency should probably keep continuing to go down just a bit. But we're looking for the touchdowns. Kelsey can get them. He's done it his whole career. I mean, look, he didn't have double-digit touchdowns until his 5th year. He's done it a few times. He could maybe do it one last time. Who knows? He's not the same guy he used to be in terms of yards per reception. Maybe we're hitting the cliff. I think he's got one more in him. Can Worthy hold it down and take the second year leap? I hope so, but when we look up Worthy on here, and we've done it a few times, but I'm happy to look him up and just kind of show you our point just in the framing of the context of this metric. It sucks, man. It sucks that Worthy's letting us down. You'd think he's explosive. He's not. He's not catching these deep balls right now. He's just doing a lot of wind sprinting. And I'm a big Worthy fan, so I want to see him improve. So yeah. Xavier Royals. Nice. What's going to be the Jalen Royals fallout? I don't know. I don't know if he'll do much this season for them. Worthy or Jamison Williams? Me, straight up right now, it's got to be Jamison Williams. It's got to be. And I wouldn't have thought this last week. So it's a new position that I'm taking. I've adjusted my ranks. I have Xavier Worthy one spot behind Jamison Williams as it stands right now. But we just looked at Worthy's profile. Yes, he's fast. It's his rookie season. He put some things together. He kicked ass in the Super Bowl, but we're having some kind of happy thoughts about the Super Bowl instead of thinking about his whole body of work during the season. If we look at Jamison Williams, and of course, he also had a breakout year, so it kind of came out of nowhere, but he's on one of the best teams, the Lions, that score the most points. He's also fast, prolific in college until he tore his ACL, had a slow start in the league because of it. 11th overall in explosive rating efficiency. He's had 20 explosive plays last season. So this guy is a dog. I want JMO in best ball over Worthy. I'm going to say it. I'm here for it. Yeah, I think everyone's going to be Worthy for me until you realize how are you going to draft Rice and Worthy in both in the third round, in this range. We've been doing it. It's been a little bit egregious. But I agree who Hames, like until like this week, I wouldn't have said that. Okay, you wanted your love exposure. Gotcha. Yeah, who Hames likes the Chiefs. You're always rocking the Chiefs gear in the background, so no doubt. Yeah, Homer. We're all Homers a little bit. Try to adjust our priors, all that stuff, but no. Lions fan, go JMO. I'm in on JMO. I understand it's Worthy. I'm a huge Worthy fan. I've rooted him for him his entire collegiate career. I still follow him. I'm a big Worthy fan. I think he's cool. But I got to be real for fantasy. I think it's gonna be JMO. Make a tiers list. That's a good idea. We could do that. That could be fun. Maybe sometime in the next week, as things have cooled off, as we're still waiting for the schedule release, put together a tiers list on stream. We probably could have done it in the amount of time we've been vamping and just talking about the player takes tonight. We could have done it already. So that's a fun idea. I'll write that one down. Thanks, KO. And then let me grab my dog real quick. We'll finish up real quick. Yeah, appreciate y'all being here, chilling tonight with the stream, talking it up. Everyone keep PPRTYLER in your thoughts and prayers because his power went out. I haven't heard from him since. Hope he's doing good. I don't know. Yeah, that's a ball knower kind of take, but I don't know. Hell yeah, Dilmian. Appreciate you, my man. Okay, I like the idea. I think this could be good. And then I like G Willie, yeah, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, Isaac, 100%. I follow you now. Adams is just good. I don't think Kyron's very good. Kyron just gets the volume, but they like him. McVay likes Kyron. He is the number 2, but Burrow can support more skill position players than any other quarterback, as it's been proven. We know that. Rice is a good pick, but he goes in the 4th round. Just because he goes in the 4th round doesn't mean he should. He was a 2nd round pick last year. He was the wide receiver number 2 overall before he got injured. Maybe he was. He was at least to start the season. Maybe he slid after that. We could check up his game logs. 2. Doesn't player profiler has the game logs. Let's look up Rice's game log. We'll get an idea for where he was before the injury. His sample size is too small because he got injured pretty early on, right? So we're not gonna be able to see a lot here. But in 4 games, 3 explosive plays, he's above average for sure. Who knows how good his season would have been? 4 games against, I'll say, 1 quality opponent defense, although the Ravens secondary, I don't know. I honestly don't know how strong that would be. Atlanta sucks. I'm sorry. I'll say it. Not a good defense. We all know that, though. And the Chargers is fine. 17 fantasy points, number 14 overall, which I think that's across all positions. It's not just wide receivers, right? Because there's no way. Is it across just wide receivers? I don't think so. I think it's across the flex. I don't know. I can't remember. But 17, 18, 29, and then 0. That's the game he got injured, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So in truly 3 games, he was averaging like 20, quick math, let's just say 23, 20, whatever, 21 fantasy points per game. But I think this is full PPR, if I remember correctly, too. I could quickly figure that out. 103 plus 7. It's full point PPR, underdog's half point. But the whole thing is Rice was on a tear. He was killing it, and we saw him have a pretty decent rookie year. Much better than Xavier Worthy's rookie year. Much, much better. 13. Oh, there's the average. Fantasy points per game. But the problem is they're dividing it by 4, not 3. So that's actually not accurate. It would be closer to 20. Above 20. So, no, I love it. I love the discussion. That's what we're here for. Player takes, fantasy discussion, figuring out how to win best ball tournaments. So appreciate you being here and adding some value to the chat. I love it. Yeah, I'm thinking we're getting good news. There was a tweet that had Rice looking good, doing some cuts. I think it was one of the DPTs on Twitter. I think it was Mueller is his last name. I think Jesse Mueller. Maybe I'm misremembering, but he was hyping up the Rice recovery. I think I saw. Yes, I should have gotten more Rice in the big board. I have a little bit, but not enough. Yeah, 100% ADP chasing tomorrow. Yeah, he did. He did. I know. He definitely did. Rose is a nothing. Probably true. Hit the sub. Hey, Pat, my man. That's true. Yeah, I'm just catching up with it. Who Hames knows a lot about the Chiefs. Big fan. Kyron. Yeah, Kyron. We pulled up Kyron last night. I'll do it again. I think some of you guys were here. We were talking about Kyron last night. He's a volume-based guy. He had a lot of explosive plays, but he had 316 rushing attempts, 34 receptions. He's actually better as a receiver than he is at running the ball, and he's terrible at running the ball. He found the end zone 16 times because they keep giving him the ball, and they trust him. He's averaging a lot of fantasy points per game. You can't hate on him as a fantasy asset, but he's not efficient. He's not explosive. It's not the end-all, be-all metric. It's just the one that I'm kind of hooked on right now. So slight fade on Kyron. The year that he had in 2023, he was a free click, and he paid off huge. Last year, he was still a good click, but potentially the time has come. I don't know. We didn't see anything out of Corum. Jarquez Hunter is former first-team SEC running back, led the SEC in a bunch of stats, been at Auburn forever, did a bunch there, yada, yada. Yeah, they are running Kyron into the ground, and when do the wheels fall off? Is it now? He's had injuries and the issues and the problem. Travis Hunter or DJ Moore? Travis Hunter. Easy for me. Travis Hunter. Rashi. I think we probably were looking at Rashi at one point. No, yeah, we were. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm catching up, and I keep saying that, but y'all are just doing the most out here in the chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, Rice was killing it. It is based on full PPR, full season stats. He would have been great. Yes, about the Kelsey stats. Travis Hunter, I think. Yeah. Appreciate you for being here, KO. We'll catch you another one. Might be streaming tomorrow. We'll see. It's gonna be Monday. We'll see how busy we get, but catch you in another one soon, no doubt. No doubt. And the Kyron ranking, yeah, that's true. That's interesting. We're caught up. We did it. 3-hour stream, 2 drafts, an hour of player takes. Keep PPR Tyler in your thoughts and prayers. Catch y'all in another one soon. I'm gonna send it to the outro. Appreciate y'all for being here. Peace. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words.